Front Range League All-Star Game at Oregon Trail Park Stadium in Gering, Nebraska. I've got both managers, Chris Nobenschuh for the Peaks and Easton Babe for the Plains. Easton, you get first word. How are you going to outmanage Chris Nobenschuh today?
You know, the best part about this is that they're all-stars. They're just going to play the game they know how to play, and I don't really have to do much but sit and enjoy a couple home runs and good swings and good pitching today.
Nice assignment. All right, Nobby. He went with the, the no fighting words version. How are you going to take down the Easton Babe squad today?
No, really, this isn't about us. This is about the players. So they just go out and hopefully showcase what they can do, and we can see some good baseball, and the fans can see some good baseball, and maybe some guys can get recruited, through the whole process too. So.
Amen. Totally agree with all of that. Coach Babe, for a game like this, I know you just talked about kind of what your role is or what your approach is. How do you think a player should approach? Let's talk. I'll have you talk position player. Maybe I'll have Nobby talk about pitcher. How do you approach an all-star game like this?
Sure. I mean, most importantly, this is a reward for what they've already done this season and what they're hopefully going to do for the second half. So today is really about letting loose and then to showcase the talents that they already have. We already talked about, I want them to have fun, I want them to have a good time, but at the same time, we always like to say we don't like having fun losing, so they're going to still put out a product that's going to be successful.
Great. Nobby, on the pitching side, it's one-inning assignments for guys, and that's awesome. I think some guys then they feel that, like, I got to go get 3 and get out, and if they get into a 5-batter inning or 6-batter inning, their head can turn on them a little bit. Sure. How are you going to work through the pitching side?
I think that is kind of probably the tricky part about this is if it goes sideways, how do you deal with it? You'd let them work through it, hopefully, and they're facing some good hitters, so it's not like it's going to be a cakewalk. But the thing about it is they don't have to pace themselves. They can just let it rip for, hopefully a short outing, and maybe their stuff will tick up a little bit, and they can see what it's like just cutting it loose.
Last thing for Coach Babe, he's got to go run an IO here, I think. Second half of the Front Range League season breaks open after this celebration. You guys are sitting in a nice position trying to get to that Final Four, that championship run. What do you want to see out of the last month of the season for your guys and for the league?
I think I just want to see everyone stay competitive, stay in games that are both pleasing to the fans but pleasing to us as well. It's only something you can do when both teams want to fight, no matter where they are in the standings. And I want everyone to compete like they're going to go out and win a championship every day.
Awesome. Nobby?
Yeah, for me, with my guys, it's about showing up, number one, and it's about winning the games that we should win. There's sometimes when we're just overmatched and we can win those games, but we got to be really, it's got to be fine-tuned to be able to do that. I want to win the games that we're supposed to win, and then if we can get a couple that we really are overmatched in, even better. Yeah.
Thank you both for making this happen today. Good luck. Have fun.
Thank you, sir.
Yep. Thanks. Inaugural season of Front Range League Collegiate Baseball. Brand new first-year Collegiate Woodbat League in the Front Range of Colorado up into Nebraska. First ever All-Star game for the FRL, hosted tonight by the Western Nebraska Pioneers at Oregon Trail Park in Gering, Nebraska. Thad Anderson on the Front Range Baseball Network. We're about halfway through the first season of ball. We're about to get this All-Star game underway. Rosters, starting lineups have been announced. Crowd has assembled, and our national anthem tonight, pre-Front Range League All-Star game from Gering, Nebraska. National Anthem live presentation. That was by, I think I counted we're going to call it a dectet. That's 10, right? Like, a quintet is 4. We'll go with dectet of 10 people out there presenting the National Anthem. Local group goes live down the third base line and sets us into action. Front Range League All-Star Game, first ever. This has happened, an honor for all the players represented across the 8 teams of the Front Range League. The talent was distributed to try to even up the scale for the Peaks and the Plains. The All-Star team names tonight in the Front Range League, the Peaks at the Plains. Visiting team Peaks, home team Plains. For the Peaks, they're going to bat first with Dalton Berg, Nick Bertucci, and Nori Todd. Congratulations to all of the All-Stars. Those are the first 3 in the order. Dalton Berg's a DH. Nick Bertucci, right fielder. Nori Todd, a center fielder in the defensive alignment. And the way that these defenses were set up, the starters will play on defense, will play the first 5 innings, and then there are secondary or, equal All-Stars who are coming in behind them for innings 6 through 9. 9 pitchers per side. So each guy's going to go get 1 inning of action tonight. It'll be Dalton Berg, Nick Bertucci, Nori Todd, the first 3, then catcher Gladish, Jackson Bryant, Kevin Blanco, Owen May, Logan Carney, Shane Crow, the batters for the Peaks. Their starting pitcher, who will throw in the bottom of 1, is Rocco Harmon of the Western Nebraska Pioneers. For the Plains squad, their starting pitcher is Anton Keith of the Boulder 64s. He's warming up now. Anton Keith on the hill. He'll have the start, gets the top of the first inning for the Plains All-Stars of the Front Range League. His catcher is Gage Martinez, who plays for the Pueblo Spradley Collegians. Gage was just here with Spradley a few days ago for regular season games. Now he's back behind the dish, catching Boulder 64's Anton Keith. The batting order for the Plains team, Bryce Robinette bats first. Then it's Bryce Peterson and Davis Goodwin, a pair of Pioneers, batting second and third. Then 2 Spradley Collegians. Easton Turner bats 4th. Gage Martinez 5th. Maddox Stahl is 6th. Mason Griffin bats 7th. Kyle Miller will be 8th. And Jansen Roberts is 9th. To give you fill in more information, talk more about where they're at and what they're doing as we get into live action. Gage Martinez sends it down.
And we're ready for batter number 1 of the first ever Front Range League All-Star game. Dalton Berg of the NoCo Prospectors has first opportunity to swing it. Left-handed batter Dalton Berg climbs into the box at Oregon Trail Park Stadium. Thanks for being with us on the Front Range Baseball Network. All-Star action now begins. Dalton Berg, McCook Community College in Nebraska will be his collegiate home. Dalton readies for pitch 1 from Anton Keith. Again, all-star congratulations across the board. Try to hit that repeatedly. Honor for these guys. Chance to get seen a little more as they all work through their collegiate careers and work on different destinations for their play. Swing and a strike for Berg. 1-1 count. Thanks to Chuck and Myra Heeman hosting the Western Nebraska Pioneers' entire operation, the full staff putting in massive effort to pull off this all-star game. Anton Keith with a 1-1 count. Berg takes wide for a 2-1. Around the infield for Anton Keith, up the middle, shortstop Bryce Robinette and second baseman Bryce Peterson. At the corners, Easton Turner at first and Jansen Roberts of the Miracles at third. On the infield, D. Keith. Good pitch from Anton. And around the outfield, center fielder Davis Goodwin, left fielder Maddox Stahl, right fielder Mason Griffin, the defensive outfield starters in the first 5 innings. That's what they're planning to go. Down with the pitch, check on an offer, no go. Full count to Dalton Berg. Comes the payoff pitch from Anton Keith. Boulder 64's arm is up and misses the zone, and Berg takes a walk to open up the top of 1. Nick Bertucci next up, the right fielder from the Fort Collins Foxes. Bertucci, one of the league leaders in home runs, checking in on the right side batter's box. And for Bertucci, we'll talk to him later in the game is the plan. In game, we'll have Nick up here in the booth. Last night, Nick starred in the home run derby for the Front Range League. First pitch, Bertucci rolls that to third, 5-4 to 3, and a twin killing for the defense of the Plains. Third baseman Jansen Roberts, good feed to Bryce Peterson at second base, on to Easton Turner. That combo, that's El Paso County Baseball Miracles, feeding Western Nebraska Pioneers, capped off by Pueblo Spradley Collegians. 3 different teams involved in that DP. Big double play ball for Anton Keith. Nori Todd, also a Fort Collins Fox. Nick Bertucci just grounded into the DP, and his teammate Nori Todd bats third in the order. Nori playing center field defensively. Leadoff guy typically for the Foxes. He hits one through the right side. Nori Todd has a base hit. First hit of the All-Star game goes to Nori Todd. If you had him on your bingo card, do whatever you're doing around your bingo card. Take a drink. It's water. Let's keep it clean. Or if you're on DraftKings, you had Todd for $1 million. You just won it. Congratulations. We're not wagering on this. Kidding, America. Catcher Gladish has been a fantastic stick for NoCo Prospectors and a good defensive left fielder. Nori Todd's back on a toss over to first. Catcher Gladish of the NoCo Prospectors now in, the number 4 batter. He'll play left field defensively. And Gladish, I think he told me yesterday, he's on 9 home runs now. Power stick. Nori Todd takes off. Here's the throw from Gage Martinez. It skips in. Kick save and a beauty at shortstop for the Plains defense. Bryce Robinette used his foot. It was his right foot. That ball, short hop, ticked off the glove of Bryce Peterson, the second baseman covering. Backing up, Bryce Robinette actually went to the foot and did the kick save to keep it at second base. If that ball goes through, Nori Todd's on third. Todd may be there in a second. He's a runner and got a beaning in the All-Star game. Catcher Gladish wears one. Each pitcher going 1 inning tonight. Anton Keith, he's got 2 outs on the ground ball. For Anton, you just want to get into this game and set a tone, but that's a little bit of, I'm sure, butterflies to be the guy who opens up the first ever Front Range League All-Star game. Two down. It's a 9-inning format. Again, 18 different pitchers we're planning to see tonight. 9 for each team through 9 innings. Swing and nothing for Jackson Bryant, the strong-hitting shortstop. He'll play short defensively. Batting 5th in the All-Star lineup for the Peaks division. Bryant of the Boulder 64s has been on fire defensively and offensively, and he's an inferno offensively for the 64s, hitting well over 500 on the season. Big extra base hit guy, got some yard balls, got some two-baggers. He's been phenomenal for the 64s, who sit in the second position in the Front Range League standings at the All-Star break behind the Fort Collins Foxes. So he's facing his teammate here, 64-64. Anton Keith to Jackson Bryant, swing and a miss for Bryant. He's got a 1-2 count. Anton Keith, see if he can get himself out of this first. In the bottom of the first, we'll see Rocco Harmon from the Western Nebraska Pioneers on the mound. Rocco warmed up and ready to go. Anton's get out of the inning pitch. He hopes that's what this will be on a 1-2. Big jumping lead from Nori Todd. Pitch is fouled away right side. Insurance claim. Hit the organ too. Stays at 1-2. Anton Keith from the stretch with 2 aboard. His catcher, all-star catcher, Gage Martinez, readies for the pitch. That's rolled towards short, and a short flip to the middle. That'll be 3 down. Bryce Robinette defensively gets the toss to Bryce Peterson. Boulder 64s and Western Nebraska Pioneers combo up on the final out. Fielder's choice in the middle of the diamond, and through 1 inning of play, or 1/2 inning of play, Peaks Division, the visitors, nothing on the board. Plains Division will come up. Bryce Robinette, Bryce Peterson, and Davis Goodwin, the first 3 in the order for the Plains Division. Starting pitcher for the Peaks, Western Nebraska Pioneer Rocco Harmon. His catcher, Shane Crow of the Boulder 64s. Bottom of the first comes next from Oregon Trail Park Stadium in Gering, Nebraska. Bottom of 1 for the first defensive set for the Peaks All-Stars. Plains leadoff batter from the Boulder 64s, Bryce Robinette. Shortstop just made a fielder's choice feed out in the middle to end the top of 1. And Robinette, right side batter, is in. First pitch from Rocco Harmon, a good one. Rocco out of Fort Collins, Colorado. He pitches about 10 minutes from this mound here in Gering at Western Nebraska Community College in Scottsbluff. Nearly connected communities now. Gering and Scotts Bluff, population around 23,000 between the two. Scotts Bluff just under 15, and Gering a little over 8,000 folks in town. Rocco spending his early collegiate days in this area, pitching this season for the Front Range League's Western Nebraska Pioneers, and he's the starter in the bottom of one for the Peaks All-Stars. 1-2 count, lashed foul third base line. Easton Babe is the third base coach for the Plains All-Stars, and his dad, Mike Babe. That's B-A-B-E, like Babe Ruth. Mike Babe, first base coach, dad of Easton. Family, got a family member, I think Grandpa of Easton spent like 30, 40 years in the Yankees organization. Last name Babe. Here's a base hit. Bryce Robinette reaches and punches one out over second base and has a base hit. One hit in the top of the first from Nori Todd. He had a single, was stranded at 2, moving to 3 on the fielder's choice behind him. And Bryce Robinette opens for the Plains All-Stars with a single. Bryce Peterson. We got 2 Pioneers coming to the plate against their teammate. Peterson bats second. Davis Goodwin will bat third against their Summer League teammate Rocco Harmon on the mound. Robinette, shortstop, Peterson, the second baseman. They comboed up for an out. Good hack from Bryce. So we got back-to-back Bryces. Robinette, then Peterson. Davis Goodwin on deck. Easton Turner bats number 4. Gage Martinez bats 5th. Maddox Stahl 6th. Mason Griffin 7th. Kyle Miller 8th. And Jansen Roberts batting 9th for the Plains All-Stars. Swing and an empty hack for Bryce Peterson. Well, they want to play wide open. We started off the top of tonight's stream of the All-Star game with a tandem interview with both head coaches. Peterson swings, and that's strike 3 on a miss. Harmon gets a K. That's the first K of the All-Star game. Cover that up on your bingo card. It goes to Rocco Harmon. Pre-game, heard from the head coaches Easton Babe for the batting team right now, the Plains All-Stars. The team on defense, Peaks All-Stars, led by Chris Nobbenshoe, who coaches the NOCO Prospectors. Easton Babe, the Western Nebraska Pioneers. Thanks to both coaches. They hung out together. We had a 3-man conversation going with them volleying back and forth. Strike called to Davis Goodwin. He's got an 0-1 count. Send it to first. Safe back is Bryce Robinette. Great work here at Oregon Trail Park Stadium in Gering, Nebraska on the setup. Love the stadium. There's a strike pitch. Looked like that had a little off to it. A little reduction in speed. 0-2. Good pitch from Harmon. Davis Goodwin watched it for a deficit count. Now again to Goodwin. He'll foul it back to the netting. Among the All-Stars here today, a whole bunch of them, but maybe the finest of all the All-Stars, Hayden Fisher. Guy's off the charts. Got the 3-camera array. Got the home plate cam. We got the center field cam. We got another angle cam. We got a booth cam today, so when we get some guests up here, we're going to get a chance to at least see the guy I'm talking to. Count sitting at 1-2 to Davis Goodwin. I'll tell you about the list of players I've invited to come up during some of their off time, just kind of randomly selected based on their flow of assignments. Block pitch in the dirt will stay contained. No run or move up. Nicely done by Shane Crow, the catcher for Boulder 64s, the All-Star starter tonight for Peaks. Take you around the defense after this pitch for the Peaks All-Stars. Pick moved to 1, a little lean, but back safely. Dalton Berg for the Peaks, he's the DH. And then you got the outfielders, right field Nick Bertucci, center field Nori Todd, couple Fort Collins Foxes, and catcher Gladish from NOCO Prospectors in the outfield. Bouncing pitch, this one gets far enough away that that's a move up for Bryce Robinette. Wild pitch. And down goes Robinette with 1 out to second base. So you got Bertucci, Todd, and Gladish in the outfield. Corner infielders for Peaks, third baseman Kevin Blanco of the Western Nebraska Pioneers, first baseman Logan Carney of the Boulder 64s. 3-2 pitch is going to be a walk pitch. Each pitcher in this first has a walk. Goodwin, he heads down the line to the instrumentals of Johnny Cash's Walk the Line. Well played. Easton Turner of the Spradley Collegians out of Pueblo. Easton Turner, number 4 batter for the All-Stars of the Plains Division. First base defender takes strike 1. Corner infielders Kevin Blanco of the Pioneers and the first baseman Carney of the 64s, and up the middle it's Owen May at second base of the Fort Collins Foxes and the shortstop Jackson Bryant of the Boulder 64s. Good pitch. Bearing away, an 0-2 count. Quickly to Easton Turner. Good recovery by Rocco Harmon after a wild pitch as part of a walk count to Davis Goodwin. Trying to go right at it with Easton Turner, getting surgical right here, and he does. It delivers a pitch with some spin on it, it looked like, that Turner swings through. 2 strikeouts in the frame. Gage Martinez, the catcher for the Plains All-Stars, plays for the Spradley Collegians. Have enjoyed Gage's presence in the league. Gage bat taps the Peaks catcher, Shane Crow, catcher-to-catcher greeting. Little bat tap down to the shin guards of Shane Crow. First pitch to Gage, again in for a strike. Finding some good rhythm is Rocco Harmon. So in the list of guests in the booth, I've asked Rocco Harmon to come up during the bottom of the second inning. He's pitching right now. Asked him to make his way here in the middle of 2 and talk to us during the bottom of 2. Have him on headset. That's an offer, yes. He did go. Gage Martinez says, hey, it's an all-star game, so I'm not going to complain too much, but come on, bro. He'll take a 0-2 count, 2 out. Harmon's pitch. He's got 2 strikeouts in the frame. He's going to get a pop-up. That's going to get foul out of play. Ooh, right over by the backside of the first base dugout. Bounces down. Carney couldn't get over there. As expected, good crowd on hand tonight. This park seats about 1,000. Don't tell the fire marshal what's going on here tonight. Might have a violation of protocols. No, it's fine, fire marshal. Stay home. It's fine. Have another whatever you're having. 0-2 pitch. Fouled off again. Hanging in there, trying to avoid a 3-strikeout frame from all-star starter Rocco Harmon. Gage Martinez reaches out. Most of us above the age of Gage would have blown out a disc swinging like that. Gage is fine. He'll look at another 0-2. Harmon hammering the zone in this at-bat. That's down and through. Got underneath the 5-hole of Crow. That's a passed ball. And the runners now at second and third. Bryce Robinette at third, Davis Goodwin at second on the PB. Harmon still in the advantage in the count. 1-2. No score in the first of a 9-inning game. Swing and a miss, and Rocco Harmon works around a single and a walk and puts up 3 Ks in his one frame of work. Each pitcher getting 1. That's a good one from Rocco, leaving the score at 0-0. And on to the 6th batter for each team in the second inning for the Peaks coming up to bat. Kevin Blanco, the 6th spot in the order, then Owen May, then Logan Carney, followed by Shane Crow in the 9th spot down through the order for the Peaks after a scoreless first inning of a 9-inning ball game in Gering, Nebraska.
That strike brought to you by Local Union 247365. We like strikes.
feel like, when I feel like, back when I feel like when I feel like, when I feel like, when I feel like, back when I feel like, back when I feel like. I'm gonna get back when I feel like, when I feel like, when I feel like, when I feel, get back when I feel like, when I feel when I feel like, don't give me when I feel.
Second inning of the 9-inning All-Star game for the Front Range League. First annual All-Star Spectacular, hosted by the Western Nebraska Pioneers and presented by Arrowhead Distributing. Thanks to all here locally at the gorgeous park hosting Oregon Trail Park Stadium in Gering, Nebraska. The plan for the Front Range League is to alternate the championship series and the All-Star game. So this year, the All-Star activities in Gering and the championship round August 2nd, August 3rd in Fort Collins, Colorado at City Park. Next year, they'll flip All-Star in Fort Collins and the championship series in Gering is the plan. We'll go to top of 2. Nick Lay pitches back-to-back Boulder 64s on the hill. Anton Keith opened a Boulder 64, got the start, and Nick Lay, the lefty, pounds in strike one. He's also with the Boulder 64s. Nick out of Thornton, Colorado. Big lefty on the bump. Fort Scott CC in Kansas, his collegiate path. Nice pitch as Kevin Blanco of the Western Nebraska Pioneers begs to differ. 0-2 count. And Owen May will follow. Owen May on deck. Jersey numbers obviously different here tonight than they are during the season. So going to appeal down the line. No swing is the call. And that ball got loose. Would have been a drop third. And game on for Blanco. But I think he knew he didn't go. He didn't take off. And he got the support of the appeal down the first baseline. Blanco stands in for a 1-2 pitch from Nick Lay. Congrats to Blanco and Nick Lay and Nick's catcher, Gage Martinez. The battery and the batter right now, all part of this first All-Star contest. Selected to participate. Blanco swings. That's a miss. It's loose, but Gage Martinez can run it down and in time in front of Blanco. Strikeout and a drop third throw out of Blanco. Kind of clanged off of his catcher's mitt. Owen May steps in and Gage Martinez taps his chest protector out to Nick Lay. Nick smiles at him. Gage says, I haven't caught you before. That thing a little different than what I anticipated. Strikeout pitch that he had to chase down on the third base side of the home plate circle and got it done. And the pitch is elevated for the first at-bat of Owen May, playing second base defensively for the first 5 innings. And then the secondary defenses for both teams will take over in the 6th. Owen May of the Fort Collins Foxes. Fouled off. 1-1 the count. As mentioned, it's not straight up where the Peaks, for example, they're in the dark jerseys, the blue and green. It's not all the same 4 of 8 teams in the league. They actually mix these rosters with players from all over the place. So it's not like your typical sort of NL-AL breakdown. Just kind of distribute the talent and the positions. And Owen May, one of the Fort Collins Foxes, along with Nick Bertucci, Nori Todd, they have 3 Foxes in the starting lineup, the first 5 inning defenders. There's a 2-2 count on a swing and miss from Owen May. Enjoyed watching Owen play this year. He's out of Bakersfield, California. Point Loma, his collegiate spot in California. Owen has done some lessons for our young ball players in Fort Collins. He's going to swing here. Ball bounces down. Another drop third. That one a good one, though. And now the throw is dirted, and Gage Martinez frustrated with himself. That's a reached on drop third. Second strikeout of the inning for Nick Lay, but Owen May is aboard. It was a good pitch, and Gage did the right thing. All he did was blocked it down, controlled it. Controlled the block back in the dirt circle and had every chance to throw him out, just sort of left the throw short. I wouldn't be shocked if he was concerned about the sunlight beaming toward his first baseman for the Plains squad. Easton Turner does have a tough son. Here's a chopper. Going to have a chance at 2. There's the front side. Backside. Got him. 6-4-3 on the DP. That'll cap the inning for the Plains group. Bryce Robinette at short. Bryce Peterson at second. Over to first baseman Easton Turner. That is 2 twin killings for the Plains defense, getting them through the first 2 innings with no score. And we'll take a quick stop between the top and bottom of the second. We've got our first in-booth guest coming up. It's everybody's favorite All-Star, Rocco Harmon, going to join us after we take a brief stop. 0 score, bottom of 2 of a 9-inning game in Gering.
Hey, it's Max Alpha, head coach, manager, governor, executive, chief of Elite Prospects Gold Platinum Elite in my 5-ton pickup truck that I bought at Cartropolis. One of my 4 vehicles, one of only 6 total vehicles in the village of Sugar Lake. Elite Prospects Gold Platinum Elite tryouts are coming up. Be there if you want to be elite. We only take people who are better than everybody else. If you want to be the best, be at tryouts. Elite Prospects Gold Platinum Elite. Do not look at our record on Game Changer. We're the elitist. We will cover airfare for anybody across the globe who believes they're better than anybody else. We'll pay for you to be at our tryout. Don't miss it. Elite Prospects Gold Platinum Elite. We're just better than you.
Getting back for the bottom of the second inning, Thad Anderson on the Front Range Baseball Network. And better than that is Rocco Harmon's here. Rocco, thanks for coming up. Kind of a little bit of a run up here from the dugout, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit of a commute. Rocco pitched the first inning, got the start in the All-Star game. So we get ready for the bottom of 2. So a couple things. And I'm not trying to, of course, we could ask you a bunch of, okay, get deep. Let's have a little fun with it. But how did that feel going up there? Did you have a little bit of adrenaline going on? What was the feel going out there?
For sure, adrenaline, yeah. It was just, I was looking out there trying to throw hard, obviously, just because I know I only got the 1 inning. And so the adrenaline definitely helped with that. I think I threw pretty hard, and just my arm felt good, so I was just letting it loose there.
Yeah. Yeah, and obviously you're facing lineups. This league has a lot of offensive players, a lot of good barrels in this league. You go up knowing you're facing a bunch of guys. Did you have any kind of mainly with your catcher, you've never pitched, to this guy before. How'd you work out kind of your plan or your sequencing?
Well, just talk with them before the game, figure out what pitches I'm going to throw, what's going to work best that day. And then with the guys that I faced, 2 of them were my teammates, so it was pretty fun to be able to throw to those guys. And
yeah, that is cool. I said something about that. It's like, back to back. Was it back to back or just 2 of them in the time you were up there? Yeah, yeah. You guys will be able to talk about that in your dugout now this next week. And what'd you do with them? I got to look at the scorecard.
Struck out an old teammate of mine, and then walked a guy. Kind of mad about that one still. Got ahead 0-2 and then fell back to a walk.
Yeah. So Fort Collins, right? You're part of your hometown sequence?
Yeah.
And were you at Fort Collins High?
I did go to Fort Collins, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's my hometown. What was your grad year over there?
2023.
All right. So you did have a little time with the Togers.
Yep.
Gino.
Yep.
Right. Okay. Gino's dad coaches with me. We got a bunch of Macarini in my life. I'm coaching the Little Bro right now. I drove out to Concordia to watch Gino play a doubleheader this spring. You were over here, right? Just down the road, is that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Western Nebraska Community College.
Yeah. And where are you at now in your path? Where are you going next year? You coming back here?
I'll be transferring this year to Regis University in Denver.
Okay, great. Awesome. Do you know Planansky?
Yep, Jensen.
Yeah, have you known him for a while?
No, I just talked to him for the first time a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, he's a Fossil Ridge graduate, which is kind of a sort of a rival situation, but now he'll be your teammate at Regis. He's not here tonight, but I was talking to one of his coaches, Brandon Wakefield, who was like, "Oh, if he's there, you got to interview him. That dude's a character. He's kind of an old soul guy. He knows every song from the '80s. Planansky does. So yeah, but hang out with that guy at Regis.
Okay.
He'll be enjoyable." So now you go to I think this is potentially the tallest pitcher in the Front Range League up here for the Peaks Division. This is Nick Willems from the 64s. Have you seen him at all? He gets a K right here.
Yeah, he pitched against us at Boulder, I think, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, Nick's he's an impressive figure on the mound. Also, he's kind of a character too. I don't know if you noticed that with that guy. That guy's always out there flapping around doing something.
Yeah, he's making a joke in the dugout, so got to hear a little bit of that.
Sounds right. You're in the third base dugout over here with. Oh, I'm sorry. You're in the first base dugout over here with your peak squad. Have you done an all-star team or all-star game like this before?
Yeah, kind of like a showcase game this last for sophomores this last fall for my JUCO. So
Okay. So with this one and just kind of the dugout here, sunken dugouts, nice park. What would you say the vibe is in that dugout?
Oh, everybody's out here just having fun. I mean, it's a great opportunity to get seen if you haven't had a place, or just show off what you have, and especially on the pitching aspect. And you only have one inning, so going out there and just trying to get your 3 outs, and then just being able to enjoy the game. And great ballpark, great community. So it's really, really fun to be able to pitch here for sure.
Yeah.
And then just everybody in the dugout is just, everybody kind of just comes together. Everyone knows the sport and just plays the game that everybody loves. So it's fun that way.
Maddox Stahl struck out to open the inning from the Miracles out of Colorado Springs. This is Mason Griffin from the Boulder 64s. Mason, another Fort Collins kid. He's going to jam shot one back to the middle, and Mason's got a base hit. What do you think? Did he crack that bat?
It's definitely broken. Yeah.
That didn't sound great. Mason, strong hitter. He had a crazy year at Fossil Ridge High School this year. I think he was hitting at one point over 700. Dude was a beast. He's going to be at Northern Colorado this coming year, as a handful of SaberCats are going over there. Did you run into any of these guys like in your youth years of ball, Rocco?
Yeah, for sure. The couple of the Fossil Ridge guys. I mean, we talked about Jensen earlier. Shane, who caught me, also Fossil, just hit Mason. I pitched to him a couple of weeks ago, and a lot of guys in this conference are from the Fort Collins, Northern Colorado area, so I get used to running into them.
Kyle Miller of Spradley Collegians is in the box, right side, batting here for Kyle Miller. It's a number 8 spot in the order. Yeah, good luck. That's a legit big-time hitter. Got to face as the 8 guy. Here's Willems on the mound with a right-hand delivery. He's got a back pick to Griffin. He's back in safely. Jansen Roberts of the Miracles will bat next. What did you, in your youth years, what'd you do? Who you playing with? What teams?
For Fort Collins?
Yeah.
Like position-wise?
Yeah, what teams were you with, or coaches? Or?
So Mark Wagner coached Fort Collins High School my first 3 years, and then after that, we had a guy come in from Wyoming, Tag Lane. He coached my senior year. And
what about your little guy years when you were a little?
When I was little, I did some pro swing baseball down in Johnstown.
Were you with Toger on those? Or
yeah, I did.
Yeah.
That's where I met him. Yep.
Okay, yeah, I know the Togers were in that, and they were rolling along then. Swing and a miss for Turner. Don't want to put you on the spot or have you forget anybody, but anybody, do you have people here tonight? Or maybe?
Yeah, my family was able to make it out
Awesome.
from Fort Collins. They drove up, and so that's nice to have them up here.
Great. And outside of that, anybody who might be on here listening to you who you want to say hi to? Got any fans out in the world?
Maybe some family members watching. Thank you guys. I don't really know who's watching on YouTube. Is that what it is?
Got to be a few of them. Yeah,
got to be. Yeah.
Front Range Baseball Network on YouTube. All of our games, every game in the Front Range League streams here, so you'll see more of Rocco this year right here on this same network channel. Runner's going to take off here, and a tapper to the right side might be trouble. Willems can't get it. It dies in the grass. Everybody's safe. Rocco, appreciate you coming up. It's close to the concession stand up here, so maybe you can grab some snacks on the way down.
Maybe so. Yeah. I'm getting kind of hungry.
All right. Good
Thank
job
you.
tonight. Congratulations
Thank
on the
you very
selection.
much.
It's Rocco Harmon with the Peaks All-Stars. Rocco will head back down to his dugout area and enjoy the rest of the 9-inning ball game. Had a clean frame, no runs allowed. And as he said, heading to Regis University in the fall to get on with his collegiate run. Thanks to Rocco for being part of it here. Mason Griffin is along to second base, and Kyle Miller has a swinging bunt single, just protecting on 2 strikes with the runner going. Now a ball lifted up. That's Jansen Roberts. He goes early count, hacking, and that's an infield fly call. It'll be a pop out to shortstop. Jackson Bryant has 2 away. So Maddox Stahl led off the inning with the strikeout, and then it went to Mason Griffin, who singled with a likely broken bat. Kyle Miller, the tap single that died in the grass on the right side of the infield. Jansen Roberts just popped out. Back to the top of the order, Bryce Robinette. Here are teammates. Boulder 64 on Boulder 64 with Nick Willems hitting ball 1. to the top of the order here. Willems, deep breath on this one, looks back at Mason Griffin. He's going to try to pick his teammate. He's got him leaning, but he didn't add urgency to the pick move. The big man, little inside move there, and Griffin went bouncing the other way toward third. If he turned and whipped it, he had him, but Willems lets him off the hook. Nice guy, Nick Willems. He's out of Evergreen, Colorado. Metro State University in Denver for Willems. Sends a pitch that's up. And a 2-0 count. Bryce single in the bottom of 1. He bats again in the bottom of 2. Fouls it away. Bryce Robinette having a big smile on his face. He's out of Parker, Colorado. His teammate is pitching against him right now. His summer collegiate league teammate is firing against him. He laughs off the foul ball and gets back in with a 2-1 count. Willems to the plate with his pitch. Gets a soft pop. That's going to be tough down the first base line behind the bag, and the catch made. Good retreating catch for the Peaks defense by Logan Carney. So Carney is a Boulder 64. He catches a pop-up from a Boulder 64 that was pitched by a Boulder 64. 64s, by the way, the name rebranded this year to celebrate the year that summer collegiate club was founded in 1964. 3 of them involved in that sequence right there. 2 innings in the books, and neither team with a run yet. We're 0-0. Pitchers changing every frame, and we'll go into the top of the third for the Plains division. Scheduled up is Nathaniel Pimentel. I believe we've got Nathaniel wandering up right now to take this next frame, and we'll get you going there on the top of the third for the Peaks division. Looking at Shane Crow, the number 9 batter, back to the top with Dalton Berg and Nick Bertucci. Plains catcher Gage Martinez sends it down and then strolls out to the mound to check in with Nathaniel Pimentel, who handles the top of the third for the home team in the All-Star game, the Plains Division All-Stars. Pimentel up on the bump with a scoreless game, and he faces the 9-1-2 batters. Batting orders, too, they're not based on best to worst like you might do in a 9-year-old Little League game. Every guy's a hitter. Just kind of sprinkle them out across the lineup here. Shane Crow handles the back end of the order here in the 9 spot. Dalton Berg behind him. That's back to the top of the order with Berg and Nick Bertucci, the 3 who will be at the plate this inning. 1-0 count. Pimentel gets that sprayed off the netting. And a 1-1 count. Easton Babe managing the team on defense now, the home squad here. Easton Babe, the Western Nebraska Pioneers head coach this season. He's got his guys on defense, and he's got one of his guys on the mound firing away. Shane Crow deep into the knees on the right side. Rolls a 2-1 pitch. Big second hop at the back of the grass, and that's played at shortstop. Not a problem defensively for Bryce Robinette. Crow grounds out 6-3. 1 away, top of the order, Dalton Berg. He walked in the top of the first, and that was against Anton Keith of the Boulder 64s, who got the start. I'm going to take a rundown if I can interpret the notes here for the Plains division. Their pitching order: Anton Keith took the first inning, and then it was Nick Lay in the second. Nathaniel Pimentel right now has the third. Fourth inning, Cole Bloomer of Spradley Collegians. He'll be next up for the Plains division. These are all top half of innings. So top of 4 is Bloomer. Top of 5 is Logan Gutterman from the Fort Collins Foxes. Top of 6 is Daniel Gomez of the Pioneers. Top of 7, Jack Prenny from NOCO Prospectors. Here's a 1-0 pitch. Makes it 2-0. Prenny has the top of the 7th. Top of the 8th is Ryan Cook of the Boulder 64s. And top of the 9th looks like Alejandro Maltos Garcia of the Western Nebraska Pioneers. Pitch inside near the hands of Dalton Berg. He's got an advantage count going, 3-0. Give you the Peaks pitchers after this pitch, the order of how they're coming through in the innings. And there's a walk pitch. Dalton Berg has walked twice, setting a record in the Front Range League All-Star game. Everything tonight's a record. First time we've ever done this. Nick Bertucci to the plate. Double play ground ball to third base, his first time up. For the Peaks All-Stars in the dark jerseys, their starter Rocco Harmon, just talked to him in the booth. Second inning went to Nick Willems. Third inning for Luis Lepe of Diamond Club. Fourth inning to Joey Parrish of the 64s out of Boulder. Brett Lamb has the bottom of the 5th from NOCO Prospectors. Bottom of the 6th inning scheduled to be Carter Swan of the Boulder 64s. Bottom 7, Dominic Selfo of the Fort Collins Foxes. 3 Foxes are going to take us down the 7th, 8th, and 9th. The bottom of the 7th, bottom of the 8th, bottom of the 9th. Ronan Hella and Ross Frank. The final 3 pitchers are Selfo, Hella, and Frank. Ground ball to short, 6-4. And Bertucci, the home run derby champion from last night, he has a good time. He's got a great attitude. He's great at this baseball game. Probably a little frustrated. He's got 2 double play ground balls on the night. That one will end the top of the 3rd. And the Twin Killing puts a quick end to that frame. Again, 0 and no score from Gering, Nebraska in the Front Range League All-Star game. Bryce Peterson, Davis Goodwin, Easton Turner coming to the plate in the bottom of the 3rd with the Peaks pitcher. Should be Diamond Club's Luis Lepe. He's from Douglas, Wyoming, a couple hours from Gering. Should be Lepe up on the bump next for Peaks.
Hey, it's Max Alpha, head coach, manager, governor, executive, chief of Elite Prospects Gold Platinum Elite in my 5-ton pickup truck that I bought at Cartropolis, one of my 4 vehicles. one of only 6 total vehicles in the village of Sugar Lake. Elite Prospects Gold Platinum Elite tryouts are coming up. Be there if you want to be elite. We only take people who are better than everybody else. If you want to be the best, be at tryouts. Elite Prospects Gold Platinum Elite. Do not look at our record on Game Changer. We're the elitist. We will cover airfare for anybody across the globe who believes they're better than anybody else. We'll pay for you to be at our tryout. Don't miss it. Elite Prospects Gold Platinum Elite. We're just better than you.
All yard baseball. All yard baseball.
Luis Lepe now on the lefty from Diamond Club Collegians out of the Denver area. Arvada, their home park. Brad Mulvaney, the head coach of Diamond Club, has Luis Lepe, his lefty, in the All-Star game. Gets one right back through, and he dodges that. I think it missed his leg as Lepe kicked out of the way of that one, coming right at him. Opening single from Bryce Peterson for the Plains All-Stars. Bottom of the 3rd inning. It's a 9-inning showdown, Front Range League All-Star game. And Davis Goodwin, back-to-back Pioneers. For the Plains offense, in the number 1 and 2 spots, you have back-to-back Bryces, Robinette and Peterson. In the 2 and 3 spots, you have back-to-back Pioneers, Peterson and Goodwin. Goodwin walked his first time up. Plains All-Stars have 4 hits now, adding that one on to open the frame. Good pitch from Lepe, bends one in for a strike. 2 strikes tallied against Davis Goodwin. Easton Turner of Spradley Collegians next, followed by Gage Martinez of Spradley. Roller through the left side. 2-strike base hit, 5th hit of the game. For the Plains All-Stars, they've got 2 aboard with nobody out. Working on putting up the first run or runs of the game, as we'll complete our first trimester when this bottom half ends. The player guest interview slate, we had Rocco Harmon up here. Here's Lepe back ready to go from the stretch. Luis, I like it, working quickly. Love it, love pace. Peter Torbicki is scheduled to be up with us in the booth in the top of the 4th inning. Peter Torbicki of the Peaks All-Stars and the Greeley Grays. Top of the 4th for Torbicki on the stream with us. Ball chopped foul, 3rd base side. After Peter, we're going to have Taylor McMaster in the top of the 5th. Taylor McMaster of Diamond Club scheduled to be in the booth with us on headset in the top of the 5th inning. And then Cole Bloomer, who will have pitched by then, and there's a lot to talk about with Cole's pitching, fouled off again. Bloomer's going to be bottom of 5 on the stream. Words from Cole Bloomer on headset with me here in the booth. In the bottom of the 5th from Spradley Collegians, it'll be Mason Griffin in the bottom of the 6th inning in the booth with me. Bottom of 6 for Mason Griffin from the Boulder 64s. And our anchor leg, Lepe's pitch just missed. Lepe, good pitch on a strikeout possibility. He'll go to 2-2 against Easton Turner. Anchor leg, Nick Bertucci, top of the 7th inning. Bertucci of the Foxes out of Fort Collins, top of the 7th. He's scheduled to be on headset with me in the booth. Here's a ball hit to left. That's toward the gap. Catcher Gladish on the run. Back toward the warning track. Gladish makes the catch. What a play by catcher Gladish. I told you he's been hitting for power. And he has been playing some good defensive left field. Makes a running play to the gap right at the front of the track. And that ball was pieced by Easton Turner. Caught in deep left center for the first out. Runners retreat as they were both off ready to take some bags if that ball crashed down at the track. Gage Martinez struck out his first time. Gage of Spradley Collegiate's runners go. Throw to third. Bops loose, but not far enough. Blanco tried to pick and stick, and that ball rolled harmlessly a few feet away from the third baseman, Kevin Blanco. Stolen bases. For Bryce Peterson and Davis Goodwin. Gage Martinez on a take. Ball 2. The pitch on the steal throw was a ball. Now 2-0 count. Lepe bends it. This is through the middle and should score 2. First runs of the Front Range League All-Star game. Gage Martinez on the swing back through the middle. And Gage knocks him in. 2 RBIs for the Spradley Collegiate, Gage Martinez. The catcher for the Plains All-Stars has the first run-producing swing of the All-Star game. Luis Lepe working with 1 out, 1 aboard. Lepe feeds one past for a strike. Maddox Stahl batting. Maddox of the El Paso County Baseball Miracles. Second pitch to Maddox is a bending pitch for a strike. I've enjoyed watching Maddox play. I've covered him a handful of times. I think it was Maddox who had his little brother in the dugout at Block Tickets Park in Colorado Springs a handful of days ago when I was down there. Had his 15-year-old little bro hanging out. I think they were talking Legend High School out of the South Metro area. It's where Maddox and his brother worked in the high school years. Maddox lashes this to left. Catcher Gladish is not going to get that. Nobody's getting that one. Exit. Stage left. Maddox Stahl. 2-run shot. 4-0. Plains All-Stars. 2 RBI base knock from Gage Martinez, followed by the 2 RBI bomb for Maddox Stahl. It's the Southern Colorado boys putting the runs up. Gage Martinez plays for Spradley Collegians. Maddox Stahl for the El Paso County Baseball Miracles out of Colorado Springs. And they cracked the scoreboard double time. 2 plus 2 more. Pitch up at the helmet bill. Here comes Chris Nobbenshoe on a mound visit with ball 1 across to Mason Griffin. Griffin will pause his at-bat as Chris Nobbenshoe heads out to visit the mound with Luis Lepe. And no doubt here just some words of support, checking on him for one. You don't want to put too much on a guy in an all-star game if he's got anything happening out there, legs or arm. And then you check the head, make sure that that's all good. And Luis will carry on here. Bullpen is working, but that's going to be the case all night long on both sides because we're switching pitchers every inning, each guy going 1, so the next guy up is always down in the pen. So when you see pen activity, it doesn't really mean anything other than next guy. The next dude will be Joey Parrish from the Boulder 64s in the 4th inning for the Peaks pitching staff. Lepe pulls a pitch wide. 2-0 count to Mason Griffin. Brett Lamb has the 5th. It'll be the bottom of 5. Dom Selfo, Ronan Hella, Ross Frank the rest of the way through. Just down there as Lepe nibbled at the bottom of the zone. Shane Crow tried to frame him up. Didn't get the call. 3-0 count. Lepe, Griffin looking for it on 3-0. Catcher Gladish will drift to the center field side of left field, make the catch. 2 catches in the inning for catcher Gladish in left field, and 1 ball that sailed over his head and out of Oregon Trail Park Stadium. Mason Griffin flies out for 2 away. Kyle Miller has a single in the game. Kyle batting for the second time. He's the number 8 spot in the order. Jansen Roberts due up next. Strike one to Kyle Miller of Pueblo's Spradley Collegians. His teammate had a 2-run single, Gage Martinez, and now Kyle working to extend the bottom of the third, a 4-run frame for the home team. Peaks Ross Frank, he's scheduled to pitch the bottom of the 9th. He's hoping they'll be in the lead. I did not actually get confirmation if they're going to play the full 9 regardless. That'll sometimes happen in an all-star game or showcase type situation where you make sure everybody gets their assignments even if the home team was ahead after the top of 9. Still play that bottom to let that pitcher have a go at it. And Ross Frank, guy I've known since he was 11 years old. Heck of an arm for Rocky Mountain High School. Ross Frank heading off to Monterey Peninsula College in the fall. There's a base hit down, rounding first and putting on the brakes with a single is Kyle Miller. He's got 2 hits in the All-Star game. He'd be in the conversation for All-Star MVP. We'll see how the rest of it goes. Again, playing 5 innings, the starters, so they've got 2 defensive frames left, the guys you're seeing right now for the Plains All-Stars. Kyle Miller might get back around to bat one more time. Jansen Roberts, he went first pitch his first time up and popped out to short. Lepe has that bounce off the glove of Crow, who retrieves, thinks about it, and won't send the throw. Kyle Miller down to second base. And back in comes the lefty Jansen Roberts. Pretty good pitch, just down and on the outer edge. Didn't miss by a lot. Good spot. Jansen Roberts has one of my favorite swings of the Front Range League season to date. It was at his home park in Colorado Springs. He'll swing miss here. Jansen walked off an extra inning game against Diamond Club. Luis Lepe was not pitching at that moment. He's pitching now. Diamond Club lefty pitching to the Miracles lefty. 2-1 from Lepe. Bend one, didn't get enough of it, and it's 3-1. Jansen Roberts in the 10th inning hit a ball that I thought went out. It looked like it cleared the 385 sign, but there was a white advertising banner on the wall out there, and I was told later that it actually clanged off of that. But Jansen rounded them all. He took a trot and just wanted to finish it out. He'll take a walk pitch here. Jansen on base for his first time in this game. And his teammates were trying to, it was a big shot. He smashed it, just demolished the pitch. It was a no-doubter game winner with the bases full for the Miracles in a tie game in extra frames. And his teammates were trying to dump a bucket of, they said it was water, told me that later it was water, tried to dump a bucket on him. He wouldn't let them. He said, let's keep it low-key, let's keep it classy, go shake their hands over there. So they tried to dump it on him again after the handshake line, and then I don't know what his excuse was that time, the reason he didn't want water on him, but Jansen would not receive the bucketing. This pitch to Bryce Robinette is sailed out towards center. It hangs up and drops down to Nori Todd, center fielder for the Peaks All-Stars. Fly out for Robinette will top off a productive bottom of the third. 4 in the frame for the Plains All-Stars. 9-inning game, and through the first third of this one, the home team up 4-0. Fourth inning coming up now, 9-inning ball game. Thad Anderson in the booth at Oregon Trail Park Stadium, the Front Range League All-Star game. Peter Torbicki has materialized in here.
What's up?
Welcome, Peter. Thanks for coming up.
Yeah.
Now, you haven't gotten at it yet, right? You're waiting to get out there.
Yep.
What's
after the 5th inning?
Okay, 6th inning you go in.
Yep.
So the starter's going 5 tonight, all those guys, and then the second wave comes and plays the 6th through the 9th inning. So now for you standing down there kind of watching all this and waiting to go in, what are you thinking? What are you feeling down there?
I mean, I'm having pretty fun with the guys down there. We're trying to get something going here. We have 3 double plays in 3 innings. That's kind of crazy. But
That is, yeah. You guys are in this first base dugout over here. You're batting now. Nori Todd shows a bunt and nearly wore that in the. And see, he's not wearing bling. It almost got him in the chain if he had one, but it didn't get there. Peter, the All-Star selection here, and you're with the Greeley Grays this summer, right? So you're from Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yeah.
Tell us how you landed in Greeley for the Front Range League.
I had a teammate from my school in Kentucky, Marcelo Manrique. He played here last year, and the Grays coach got in touch with my college coach, and he asked me if I wanted to play.
Yeah. So kind of hot and dry in Greeley, but probably not bad for you coming from Vegas, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit cooler-ish here.
Yeah. You coming up through Las Vegas, and you told me your high school won the state title your final year there, right?
Yep, 2021, yep.
Yeah, I mean, I'm late, but congratulations on
Yeah.
that. I don't have a gift for you, but, good job. It's still pretty awesome.
Yeah,
How often are you back there? Do you get back to Vegas much?
Not much. I was there for 2 weeks before I came here, and I go back for winter break. That's about a month, and past couple years.
Nori Todd, a speed guy, is
it
now
gone?
a power
Let's
dude.
go.
Nori Todd yanks one to left. I'm sorry, to right. Exit stage right for Nori Todd. He's a teammate of Nick Bertucci, who won the home run derby last night. Bertucci's grounded into 2 double plays, so now Todd's going to tell him he's the better power hitter.
Yeah.
Just took one out to right. Nori Todd puts the peaks, puts your team on the board. You got to run.
Yeah.
When you say you're from Vegas, and I used to run tournaments. I worked for a company that we ran tournaments in Vegas, among other places. Does everybody say to you, hey, do you know Bryce Harper?
I know people who've played with him.
Yeah, he's he's from Vegas, obviously. A bunch of guys are. What's it like growing up in the Las Vegas baseball scene, like coming up as a young guy?
It was nice. My parents put me in club ball pretty early, and I got really good coaching. But yeah, there's a lot of kids, a lot of teams, a lot of good coaching, and it was pretty awesome.
From Colorado, I've taken a lot of teams to Vegas. I know the cool thing is you draw a team, great teams to play. You got California, Arizona coming over there. I mean, just a lot of good competition.
Yeah.
So how did you wind up in Kentucky then? What's the story behind how you got there?
I had a teammate who got recruited first, and he asked me to go there if I didn't.
Shot through the infield, and the Peaks are putting it together here. Nori Todd followed by catcher Gladish with a single.
Yeah, if I didn't get that opportunity, I probably would have went to a community college somewhere in California.
Yeah, a lot of those to choose from too. There's
Yeah.
good to have options. Good to go either way.
Yeah.
So you're in Greeley now, and you have a host family.
I do have a host family, yes.
Yeah, how's that all going?
Pretty nice. They're doing a lot for me.
Yeah, treating you right.
Yeah, I don't do much, but I'm very grateful for them.
That's a pretty cool
Yeah.
situation. I know Tim Galindo, the head coach, Kim Barnhill, who sort of general manages that thing. They're on their 100th year of Grays baseball.
Yeah,
That
100.
that's pretty cool. I mean,
That
it's
is
been
pretty
around a
cool.
while.
Yeah.
You're part of that whole century of stuff.
Yeah.
And so, what's your plan for the fall now? What's next for you on the collegiate side?
So I'll be getting my bachelor.
Ground ball to the middle. We're going to get 2 here. Nope, they're bobble at second. The Peaks are still rolling here. Nobody out on that bobble.
So I'll be getting my bachelor's degree after this next year, and I'll have 1 more year of eligibility left. So we'll see what happens after that.
Yeah. What's your study area?
Health and human performance, specializing in athletic training.
Great. Yeah, I've gotten a chance to do a number of your games. I know you played a lot of center field. You pitched the other day, didn't you?
I did pitch. I haven't pitched much this summer. I did at school.
Did you?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was our closer. They brought me in from center field.
Yeah. You got up the other day, and I was like, okay, good. I haven't seen this before. It looked good to me. And hitting a lot of 2-hole, looks like, for the Grays this year.
Yeah, 2-hole, 3-hole.
Yeah. Well, good luck with the rest of the season. Congratulations on the All-Star invitation here. And now your team's got Aaron on the third base side. Yeah, they got bases juiced. Maybe they'll go sub you in early, get you up there to hit. Let's get you going here. Peter, thanks for coming up. Good luck when you get in the game tonight. Nice to see you.
Thank you for having me.
It's Peter Torbicki with the Greeley Grays for the summer. He's with the Peaks All-Stars tonight in Gering, Nebraska. He's a good luck charm, man. He comes up here, gets a home run. He's got bases full, and he'll head back to the first base side to go finish off the All-Star night. With the Plains All-Stars having just put up 4, but now they're facing some trouble. Reed Lelbach is throwing the 4th inning for the Plains All-Stars. So for Lelbach, it's Reed Lelbach of the Fort Collins Foxes. He was sort of the alternate guy. They had Cole Bloomer listed as the 4th inning arm. We'll see how that all plays out. I think I was told before the game that there might be a tweak in the pitching procession for the Plains squad. And this is Lelbach getting his inning of work here. So Reed's trying to work into an out here. Nobody down yet. The leadoff home run from Nori Todd, and bases fill up. This is down the line. That's going to score a couple. And it's a double for the Peaks All-Stars. Owen May doubles as he heads around to 2 on it, pushing Blanco to 3rd. Gladish scores. Bryant scores. Gladish had the single. Bryant reached on an error in the middle of the diamond on a double play, or at least a fielder's choice exchange at second. Blanco on a ground ball to 3rd that bounced off a glove, and now Owen May cashes 2 of those in for 2 ribbies. Double for May, it's 4-3. Logan Carney, number 8 spot, peels that foul to the right side, out of play. Thanks to Peter Torbicki for coming up. We'll see Peter on defense starting in the 6th inning. We might see him bat first. Top of the 6th is when those guys will take over, from what we're told pregame. Torbicki will be in the 3rd slot in the order. I didn't realize that when he was up here. He's going to bat in the same spot Nori Todd is in. Nori just went yard, so should have asked Peter about that. Any pressure, that taking over for Todd, you don't have to do him one better, but that'll be the 3rd spot in the order when Torbicki comes in. He'll play center field where Nori Todd is currently playing. There's a 1-2, and that's a swing, and there's an out for Reed Lelbach. He gets one on the board against Logan Carney with the tying run at 3rd, the go-ahead run at 2nd, Owen May. Kevin Blanco, the runner at 3rd. And Shane Crow is in. Strike 1 to Shane Crow, starting catcher for the Peaks All-Stars. Grounded out his first time up. There's a hit by pitch to load him up. Crow doinks one off of the protective gear. Back at the top of their 9-batter order, Dalton Berg has teammates everywhere. Double play ball has been frequent for the Peaks defense. Plains defense would love to find one of those and get out of this jam. On deck batter is Nick Bertucci, who is a powder keg waiting to go off. Couple ground ball DPs in this game after winning the home run derby last night in impressive fashion. His walk-off swat to win it was an absolute nuke. It about knocked down a pine tree, broke a light pole, broke through a fence, killed a young cat. A lot of bad things were happening on Bertucci's nuclear shot to win the home run derby last night. He's on deck. And Dalton Berg of NOCO Prospectors has 2 walks in the game. He's got an 0-1 count. No, he didn't. I'm sorry. I looked at the wrong part of the board. That was a 3-0 count. I saw the strike and the out. That said 0-1. It was ball 3, strike 0, out 1. And he thought he had his 3rd walk. That one would have been an RBI, but instead it's a 3-1 from Lelbach. Good pitch from Reed Lelbach. Challenge pitch on 3-1. He didn't just serve one up. Works the outside edge of the plate to the left-handed batter. Now a 3-2. Lelbach would love to roll him over here and get 2 for 1. And instead he misses up. Dalton Berg hosting a walkathon tonight. He's got 3 of those. RBI. That'll tie the score at 4-4. Kevin Blanco come on down. Owen May to third. Shane Crow to second. And it's Dalton Berg at first. Looks like, let me double check the slate here. A little conversation at the mound. Easton Babe comes out. Yeah, for the Peaks All-Stars, they have a courtesy runner for their catcher. That's Phoenix West at second base. Love the center field cam here at the production level. That let me see the number 8 on Phoenix's back. Hayden Fisher still leading the MVP voting for the All-Star game with his technical expertise in the booth. Hayden heads up the streaming video efforts here at Oregon Trail Park. And, I mean, just quite frankly, kills it. Lack of a better way to say it. Strike 2. Bertucci makes it a 1-1 count. Nick, obviously, a bunch of us who know Nick would love to see him do something he does a lot. This is his teammate Lelbach pitching. They both play for the Fort Collins Foxes. These are cool matchups in an all-star format. You see a guy that you're spending the summer with. Lelbach is on a 2-1 count with Nick Bertucci. Slings it down in the dirt. Our next scheduled visitor to the booth is Taylor McMaster from Diamond Club in the top of the 5th inning. Expecting to see Taylor McMaster. Gotten to talk to Taylor a handful of times with his Diamond Club team and love his demeanor. Taylor out of Erie, Colorado, Erie High School. Bertucci thinks he missed one there. He turns around, looks at his dugout, big grimace on his face. He's been using whitening strips or something. His teeth were gleaming as he looked over and kind of went, "Ee, ooh, ee." That might have been my pitch right there. See what he gets on a 3-2. Lelbach grinding through the frame, and it's an RBI walk to Bertucci, who flips the bat away and takes the pass. In comes Owen May. It's 5-4, 5-run frame for the Peaks All-Stars. Following Bertucci, Nori Todd. He started this whole thing. If he does it again, it's worth 4 this time. He hit a solo shot to right. Good pitch from Lelbach, who gets it in and under the hands of Nori. And Nori's single and home run. 4 RBI runs scored. Wide pitch, and here comes a play at the plate. Lelbach throws a tag down. That's not in time. Ball kicked off the backstop, and Gage Martinez made a quick pick on it. Throw was up a little bit. Lights are popping on here at Oregon Trail Park as we get the illumination for the exciting night finish of the All-Star game. I'm using a modified scorecard, and this thing is a complete disaster now. Just too small, frankly. The offense has gotten going. They're supposed to just be quick innings with not much going on, but now we've got 10 runs put up in the last totality of a frame. We had the bottom of the 3rd and the top of the 4th. A 4 spot and a 6 spot. Todd in with runners at 2nd and 3rd. Lelbach in tight on Nori. On deck, catcher Gladish. Hit by pitch and a single for catcher. Another ball will get out wide. It'll tick off the glove, and another run comes in. That's a walk pitch to Nori Todd. He's got first base. No RBI on that. That's a loose ball that ends up at the backstop. And Nick Bertucci moves over to third base. Catcher Gladish steps in for batter for the Peaks All-Stars. And that got catcher. I think it hit his elbow guard. Sounded like more plastic than human flesh, to catcher's delight. And it's Jackson Bryant next up. Easton Babe for the Pioneers visited once in this inning, so he's going to hold back here, and the catcher, Gage Martinez, will go out, try to help Reed Lelbach find his way through this. Reed's thrown some good innings for the Fort Collins Foxes this year. Lelbach out of Westminster, Colorado, Scottsdale, CC, and got himself into a traffic jam here in the top of 4. 7-run frame, a touchdown for the Peaks All-Stars. One away, and the bases loaded up with the hit by pitch to catcher Gladish. And Jackson Bryant, I talked earlier about the damage he's been doing all season long. Talking to one of his coaches, Brandon Wakefield, Jackson told Coach Wakefield that there's a shot high to left. That's going to stop shy of the track. Tagging up is Bertucci. Catch made in left. Throws coming to third with Todd tagging. Todd is out and no run. Bertucci had not crossed the plate before the tag at third. That's an unconventional double play, but it'll get the job done. Fly out to left field to Maddox Stahl. Stahl makes a dot throw to third base. Tag slapped down by Jansen Roberts. They're teammates with the El Paso County Baseball Miracles. They combo up to get the Fort Collins Foxes. Reed Lelbach done with the jam, and out at third is the tagging Nori Todd. Top of the 4th inning in the books, and 7 runs for the Peaks All-Stars. They now take the advantage as they go into the bottom of 4. Scheduled pitcher this inning is Joey Parrish from the Boulder 64s for the Peaks. Parrish will have the hill.
Cliche Country, Sugar Lake's unicorn of radio. Wide open and in the saddle. Tough, gritty. We are servant leaders with exceptional bandwidth who give 110%. So open a can of worms and beat a dead horse. Get outside the box. 108.1 FM. Put a pin in it for a win-win situation. Sugar Lake's Cliche Country, 108.1 FM. It is what it is. You got this. Have a nice rest of your day. No matter where I go or where I roam, Long Bridge Road means we're almost home.
Plains All-Stars with some work to do now with Bryce Peterson back up. Touchdown from the Peaks puts the Plains down by a field goal in an otherwise abnormal football score, 7-4. Possible, but not frequent. And the Peaks send up Joey Parrish from the Boulder 64s. Parrish now in as his 1 inning of pitching work is now. Parrish hits a strike for a 1-1 count. Joey Parrish, Phoenix CC in Arizona, his collegiate spot. Gets a foul off, and he's got the advantage, 1-2. Bryce Peterson of the Western Nebraska Pioneers, he's a treat to watch. Dynamic player, looking at a down in the count, 1-2 ball that hits for 2-2. That pitch almost got him to offer. Parrish, pretty good pitch. Nice work behind the plate by Shane Crow. These guys are teammates with the Boulder 64s. Crow's seen him a little bit this summer. And again, down. That was a full count pitch that missed in the same spot, down in the dirt. Bryce Peterson wanders down to first base. Davis Goodwin comes in. Our next scheduled booth guest after Peter Torabicki visited in the top of this frame, Taylor McMaster, and then Cole Bloomer scheduled up. And Cole, I think there's a strike from Parrish. I think he ended up bypassing his inning on the hill to take care of things. I kind of wondered about that too. He just a couple days ago pitched a 9-inning complete game right here in Gering, 3-1 win for the Pueblo Bradley Collegians. And Cole Bloomer was phenomenal. I was calling a different game, but kind of keeping an eye on that one on our streams. Bloomer got a bases loaded jam in the final frame, up 3-1, trying to close out a 9-inning CG, and he did it. Bloomer, fantastic performance, and looks like he's going to skip on tonight based on that heavy load from the other day. 1-2 count. Strike just added to it for Davis Goodwin, and he'll foul it off. A little heat from Joey Parrish sails away to the right side. Remember right, is there like an armory over there or something? There are a bunch of military vehicles. I think he just hit a tank, but not in the way, not a home run tank. It's a literal military tank on that foul ball. There's a strikeout pitch. Away will go Davis Goodwin. He's uncertain about that call, but he does not have any form of arbitration. Easton Turner batting. Easton looking for his first hit of the All-Star game. Takes a strike. Parrish dialing it in. So he cranks the zone. Parrish again. That's fouled back. Just missed. Sharp low foul back off the net. Plains catcher Gage Martinez has one shin guard on and his ankle guard on for batting on his left foot. Has a catcher shin guard on his right leg with one out in case of a DP. This one won't be a DP. It's going to be ripped right past the shortstop to the backhand side at short. Shaded over a little bit for the Peaks D. Was Jackson Bryant making a diving stab for that, but Easton Turner laces it through for his first All-Star game hit tonight. And it is now having shed the right leg at shin guard. Gage Martinez, the catcher. Maddox Stahl on deck and Mason Griffin behind him. Parrish, after 5 zeros, went up. 3 for the Peaks, 2 for the Plains. It was a scoreless game to the bottom of the third. All of a sudden, the run output is the story of the midsection. Parrish hasn't yielded a run yet. Hoping to close out in his frame. Pretty good pitch, missed by a little. Gage laid off of it. Spins that up top, and that one stays above the zone. 2-1 pitch from Parrish. Martinez ready, looking for something to hit right here. He'll take that away.
That ball brought to you by Rocky Mountain Oysters.
3-1 count. Parrish wide set. Feet far apart, rocks to the plate and gets a swing and a full count now on a miss by Gage Martinez. Maddox stalled and Mason Griffin. Kyle Miller would be after Griffin if they can get 3 more up to the plate. Parrish would like to have this be the last guy. 3-2 to Gage. Fouled off, going to have to do that again. Out trots Maddox Stahl. Maddox 2-run shot his last time up, hit one out of the yard in the 4-run third frame for the Plains All-Stars. Again from Parrish. Runner takes off from second. Strikeout pitch and can't get the strike him out, throw him out. Crow came up and ripped the throw. It was high and wide. Leaping catch by Kevin Blanco. Both runners now in scoring position on double steal on a strikeout pitch. Martinez down on strikes for 2 away. And Maddox Stahl, fresh off of his home run last inning. 2-run shot. He could add 1 to that with 2 aboard. Stahl 1 for 2 in the game. He's with the El Paso County Baseball Miracles out of Colorado Springs. Head coach John Byington. He's going to shoot that through the right side. That'll score 1. Bertucci's coming up. Here comes the runner. Bertucci's throw is up the first base side. 2 have scored, and into second on the throw goes Maddox Stahl. Maddox with 4 RBI in the game. That's a single with a move up on the throw. 2 ribbies. And the Peaks, or the Plains All-Stars, back within 1. 2-out delivery from the Miracles. Maddox Stahl. And now Mason Griffin trying to cap off the field goal here in the inning with a 3 spot. See if he can punch home Stahl from second base. Strike on the outside edge. 0-1 to Mason Griffin. Mason scheduled to come and visit us in the bottom of the 6th on the Front Range Baseball Network stream tonight. Should have Mason Griffin up here in the booth after he finishes his 5 innings of play and then spectates the final chunk. That's a foul ball off to the third base side. A couple strikes for Mason Griffin. I've seen him in the last week or 10 days come through in this exact spot with 2 away and going just to great contact hitter approach, punching something into the outfield. If he does that here, it'll tie the game at 7. Bender to Griffin. He launches that. That's where the fireworks will be later tonight after the game. Out goes Owen May, and he packs it away. 2 runs score for the Plains All-Stars. It's a Maddox Stahl again, back-to-back innings with 2 RBI swings. This time a single gets his team back within 1. The pop out to Owen May is the final out of the 4th frame. 9-inning ball game. We go into the middle section here, top of the 5th. Scheduled pitcher coming up for the Plains All-Stars in the 5th. Well, they've actually moved around off of the scheduled group anyway. Now it looks like it might be Logan Gutterman. I think we're going to get Gutterman here. Let's check. Yep, that is Logan heading out on the chart. Logan Gutterman, Fort Collins Fox's lefty, will take over to deliver the next frame, trying to hold a 1-run deficit for the Plains All-Stars.
This is a test of the emergency alert system. Run! This has been a test of the emergency alert system. In the event of an actual emergency, you're probably cooked.
River Morgan presents famous baseball quotes.
Hey, Dad,
Now
League
ask
Baseball
you
is
what
what
are
I
you
do
gonna
every
do
day
when
when
there's
no
no
baseball.
baseball?
Keeps the parents
I'll tell you
fun
what I
off
do.
the streets. I stare out the
Yo,
window. There's
and
no
wait for spring.
crying in baseball. Front Range League All-Star Game, first ever, and I haven't said this yet at all tonight, I swear, really. My favorite All-Star, Taylor McMaster's up here. I have not said that to another guy.
Well, thank you.
I mean, I have said I really have enjoyed watching you play, kind of seeing you work your way through things. Erie High School,
Yes,
right?
sir.
And now you're heading off. Gosh, I don't have it on top of me. Where is it?
Southeast Community College.
Southeast, a
Yeah.
small town
It is, yeah.
in Nebraska,
Yep.
right? So you're going from Erie, which is small, but it's along the
Right.
I-25 corridor, and you're going out the middle of nowhere,
Right,
aren't you?
right, yeah.
Thanks for joining us up here. Taylor
Absolutely.
McMaster not only has been enjoyable to be around in the league, but also plays some baseball. I mean, the guy's been pretty legit, little middle infield
Yes, sir,
for
yeah.
most of your time. Have you pitched yet this year? by
No,
the
I
way?
haven't. No.
Did you do that in high school?
Never in high school. No,
Okay.
never pitched in high school.
Well, the way this, with this league, it's a lot of
Right.
games. You might wind up getting up there. Would you do it?
I mean, I might go.
I mean,
a little,
I'm not gonna say in this
Kike
game,
Hernandez
but-
up in there, but
Yeah, so just flip some stuff
Right,
over there.
right.
So congratulations on the All-Star
Thank you.
selection. And what's the experience been so far? How's
it's
it going?
been a great atmosphere. You know, home run derby last night was awesome, and then today just enjoying watching the game, and then going in here later in this game.
Yeah, I kind of scheduled you tight against
Right.
your
No, it's all
your
good.
big move here, so
Yeah.
you're about to go in. We'll turn around, keep talking, and watch the game back here behind us because this is the real show going on. You're in this first base dugout over here. We get
Right.
into the holy yow.
Get out, ball. Get going, ball.
That thing's going. That is
Yeah.
exit stage left for the Peaks.
Yeah.
It's Logan Carney. Holy. You watch your language, Taylor. You can't say that kind of stuff right here. Man, that's a bomb. We've seen a few out tonight. You mentioned the home run derby, so Nick Bertucci last night won it. That last shot he hit to win it was a monster
Wow.
shot. What else have you done? That's Logan Carney. Tip of the cap to Logan on the blast. What else? I know there's a luncheon today. Sort of, how have you filled your time since you got here?
You know, kind of just College Football 26 came out yesterday, so I've been
There
in
you
the
go.
hotel room playing that a little bit. But other than that, we've been just kind of walking around town and having a good time.
That makes, it's cool to be in an all-star situation, then to add that on, a little
right.
college football,
Yeah.
man, that was unexpected. Dugout over there, I think you know some of the guys, but you don't know a
Right.
bunch of the guys. How would you sum up kind of what's happened or what you've experienced yourself down here with a group of these all-stars?
It's a good group of guys down there. I'm getting to know a couple of them. I already know a couple of them from Colorado, but other than that, it's a good group of guys, a bunch of good ball players down there.
Interesting. We had Peter Torbicki, one of your teammates, up here too, and he's waiting to go in too.
Right.
I'm not trying to overplay the drama of this, but kind of interesting to know. Him going in the sixth, we're playing an all-star game, pretty good crowd on hand. Here's a ball down the line that's going to drop fair, and the Peaks are going at it again on offense. Shane Crow is going to pull up with a double. He would have had the first ever triple in the Front Range League All-Star game. You just got to go for it,
Right.
don't you?
Got to push it a little bit there.
He's got good wheels. Your wheels are better, don't you think?
I don't know. I move pretty well, but he moves pretty well as well.
Yeah, he's a catcher, and Shane runs him real well. He's at Colorado Mesa University playing his ball. So you're waiting to go in. What are you doing? What are you doing to kind of be ready to go, or what's your mind doing?
I'm just kind of getting mentally prepared a little bit. Taking some notes what the pitchers are doing and all that, and then I'm gonna go stretch out a little bit, and then get ready to go in.
Trying to look here. So you're playing with Diamond Club, and I don't see while you're in. I don't believe you're going to face any Diamond Club pitchers.
Okay.
That would have been cool.
That would have been cool, yeah.
I'm going to call for a change. I'm going
There you
to
go.
bring a guy
There
in
you
for
go.
you right when it's time. With your Diamond Club team in the Front Range League, Phoenix West is courtesy running for Shane Crow again. I can tell by the distinctive blaze orange sliding mitt that Phoenix sports. Diamond Club team, Brad Mulvaney does a nice job over
Yep.
there. What's been your experience this summer playing with the crew?
It's been a good summer. We've had some ups and downs, but other than that, it's a good group of guys. I enjoy playing with the team, and we just have a good time.
You guys are young too. I know a couple teams in the league are
Yep.
more on the younger side. You've got a lot of freshly graduated from high school
Yep.
guys kind of getting ready to go. I just to your credit, to your whole team's credit, and yours included, you guys have competed well. I mean, you're getting if you're not going to, and you want to win the ball games, but you're not going to
Absolutely,
win
yeah.
them. I like how you guys just dig and grind and
Right.
get what you can get out of a ball game. What do you feel like can you tell anything this summer that's maybe you've added or has helped you a little perspective on the game that you'll take off to college?
Playing short. All throughout my high school career, I played a little bit short my freshman year, but mostly my high school career I played second. So it's been a good experience to feel out shortstop before heading to college.
Well, you're about to go get on the field, right?
Right.
So go get like 3 chili cheese dogs
There we go.
down here and then
Yep.
get on there. Taylor McMaster, good luck in your time on the
I
diamond.
appreciate
Thanks for
it. Thank
coming
you
out.
very much.
It's Taylor McMaster from Diamond Club. He'll be featured on the field in mere moments. Appreciate the time with Taylor, and good luck with the rest of the season. 1 run in the inning for the Peaks All-Stars, 8-6 to the bottom of the 5th inning from Oregon Trail Park Stadium in Gering, Nebraska. Bottom of 5, and for the Peaks All-Stars, Brett Lamb from the NOCO Prospectors, a Pooter High School graduate. Brett Lamb, who I took on some trips when he was 12 years old. He went to, I think he was in Cooperstown with us, maybe Vegas or California, played for me a little bit. I'm going to enjoy watching that All-Star get on the bump. Brett Lamb is next up for the Peaks pitching staff as All-Star players are throwing out hot dogs. I'm out of here. Hot dogs up for sale.
If you're a real baseball player, that guy's a dude. You gotta have the newest, expensivest bat on the market. Bro. And it's gotta have the coolest name. Bro. Brand new. Just dropped. Tanks. Whatever the newest metals and materials might be, this bat is always one evolution newer. The Batco Crouching Tiger Nuke Mash Pummel Destroy Quad X Quadruple Extreme. Making mediocre hitters superstars. That guy's a dude. $600 at a time. Bro. All yard baseball. All yard baseball.
Bottom of the 5th inning, and the Plains All-Stars are batting. Actually, I kind of want to see you bat, but you're not doing that. Did you give that up?
Yeah, I gave that up.
Cole Bloomer is up here, and I was excited because one of the grids showed that Cole Bloomer was going to pitch, and I think the 4th was scheduled. But even cooler, and I talked about it a minute ago, 9-inning CG right here a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Congrats on that. That's not happened in this league, and it probably isn't going to happen again this summer. So with that, it's a 3-1 win for your team right here in a regular season game.
Yeah.
You win a CG, 9 innings, you win 3-1. CG being complete game for the one person who didn't have that. 100 and just over 100 pitches, whatever the number was.
Yeah.
You got in a bases loaded jam in the 9th. Got visited. What'd you say?
I mean, I wanted it.
Yeah.
I got a little bit tired, a little bit sweaty, but I mean, I wanted it.
Was that your uncle Jeff who came out to?
Yeah, that's my uncle.
So you know him. So you're like,
Yeah.
get out of here, bro.
I mean, he basically told me it's like empty the tank.
Yeah.
Whatever you have left,
Yeah.
let it go now. So
How did you feel at the back? I mean, that's a 9-inning CG. How were you feeling at the end?
I was feeling pretty good the entire game. I felt confident. I wanted the ball. Like
Yeah.
I wanted it.
CSU Pueblo, right?
Yeah.
You're still there?
Yeah, I'm still there.
And my
Going my
understanding
senior
is, okay, and you gave up, you threw down the bat, right? I was told that
Yeah.
kind of moving on to the pitching side, huh?
Focusing more on pitching side. They basically told me I threw too hard. So
So more valuable than your bat.
Yeah.
Let's flip around and see what's going on in the field out here. Cole, you're in the third base dugout. We've had a variety of players. We've actually had a few more Peaks guys and Plains guys, so good job getting this team represented up here.
Sweet.
What's the third base dugout been like? What have you been? Because tonight now you're just hanging out, right? I mean, you got no other. You should courtesy run.
I could.
Let's do
I
it.
could.
All right, what's it been like down there?
I mean, everyone's kind of just having a good time. We're cheering on our teammates. We're having fun with it. I mean, it's the All-Star game. It's supposed to be fun, so we're having fun.
Have you played in a format like this or a game like this?
Yeah, I've been to a couple All-Star games, but nothing to like this extent.
Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to. I don't want to miss tab, but there's so many high schools. Arapahoe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it right.
Yeah.
I did not look at notes there. So Arapahoe High School in the kind of metro Denver area is where that's at. Is that Littleton? It's
Yeah,
considered
Littleton.
Yeah. Jansen Roberts is going to scoop this toward right and drop it down, and there are 2 runners aboard for the Plains All-Stars with Roberts and Kyle Miller ahead of him, so 2 have reached. They're trying to work down a 2-run deficit. At Arapahoe in your high school years, what do you as you now work through your college years, what do you maybe remember from, or what do you think you really took away from your time there?
I guess more kind of the keep your head down and get to work. Like, I never pitched in high school.
That's crazy.
I was purely just a position player. And then I got to college, and Coach Applegate, he kind of was like, we want you to pitch. Like, and it's kind of been that since.
So I got to imagine you pitched in your youth years, right?
Not really.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I picked it up a little bit in high school, like a bullpen here or there, but I never really played the field. I was a first baseman, third baseman, shortstop. I caught for a little bit.
What youth baseball teams, little guy teams, who'd you play with?
I played for Thunderstruck for a little bit. That was one team I was on for a couple years. But I was more of a multi-sport athlete at that point. I was football, baseball, basketball, and did that all the way through my senior year of high school.
Huh. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So now, is it 6'4"-ish? About
6'4", 6'5",
okay,
depending on the day.
So I was wondering, maybe, never pitched what I thought maybe you were like a teeny tiny guy, but you probably weren't.
No.
Looks like the Plains All-Stars have flipped some at-bats here. So we had Mikey Pickett, who just got up. He's one of the 6 through 9 inning guys, but they're getting some ABs for him here. And Owen Powers is in for the first time from the Spradley Collegians. So this batter here is your teammate. What can you tell us about this guy?
I mean, he likes to get after it. He always has a smile on his face. He's a good player. He really likes to compete. The
Pueblo Spradley Collegians, it's been around a long time. Back-to-back Ks here for Brett Lamb. I was saying this earlier, just kind of side note. So Brett Lamb, the kid pitching, I coached him in Fort Collins on some travel trips we took when he was like 12.
Oh, that's
one of the things.
cool.
That's one of the things I love about this is a bunch of these guys I know from all over the place. Some of the guys. The guy just hit. You're at Spradley now with the summer program.
Mm-hmm.
I love Runyon. I mean, just a great place. What do you think about playing down there?
It's pretty nice. A lot of people don't really like turf mounds, but I kind of like them because, like in the RMAC, really the only non-turf mounds are Mines and Mesa, and our mounds are turf. I got used to throwing off the turf, so I'm really comfortable with it.
Yeah, historic park there. Lou Gehrig, Babe Ruth went through there. Now Cole Bloomer's through there. You could add your name to the list. That's pretty cool. Brett Lamb's pitch, and then we're gonna let Cole get ready to courtesy run or a pinch hit. Anybody you want to say hi to while you're on the headset tonight?
I guess hi Mom, hi Dad.
Oh, that's get the classics right there. Where are they at? Are they in Littleton?
Yeah, they're back at home right now.
All right. Well, it's been a lot of fun watching you play this summer, and again, I'm not overdoing it. The outing the other night was just cool. I mean, no matter what, summer league, whatever it is, that's hard to do. You know that, but it's fun for me to watch. So thanks for putting on that performance.
I appreciate it.
Cole Bloomer, thank you, Cole.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good luck with the rest of the year.
Thank you.
Cole Bloomer's going to head back down, try to rally the troops in the third base dugout. Got a ball deep to center, but it'll check up in front of the track. And Brett Lamb gets away with a 0. A couple guys reach, couple strikeouts, and Lamb puts up the first 0 by any pitcher in the last 5 rounds of batting, or 5 half innings. We had gone 4 in the bottom of the third for Plains, and then 7 in the top of the fourth for the Peaks, 2 in the bottom of the fourth for the Plains, 1 in the top of the fifth for the Peaks, and Brett Lamb stops the nosebleed, puts a 0 up. Nice work by Brett as we go into the top of the 6th inning now. And this is when the big wholesale changes start taking place, with new guys entering into batting spots and defensive positions for the Plains pitching staff. Next guy up is Daniel Gomez, Western Nebraska Pioneers. Gomez is the right-handed pitcher now on for the Plains All-Stars as they trail by 2.
River Morgan presents famous baseball quotes.
You tell me right now, Jimmy Morris.
Progress
It's supposed to be
always
involved.
If it wasn't
Killing
hard,
me.
you
Everyone
can't
would
steal
do
second
base.
The
and
hard
keep your foot
is what
on
makes
first.
it great.
You want to have a catch, Smalls? Top of the 6th inning. First pitch is a swing and a strike. A little foul tip, but nothing more than that. Luis Quintero takes over in right field for the Peaks All-Stars. He's batting now. I'll run you down through the changes coming as we get into the second half of this game. Popped foul, first base side. That's going to get to the net just barely over the netting. Out of play foul. So it's Luis Quintero batting now. He's in the 2 spot in the order for what it's worth, but now it's all just kind of a big jumble. Reshuffle the puzzle pieces. Quintero will play right field, center field, and batting next, Peter Torbicki is due up next. Then Zach Kostopoulos, the left fielder now for the the Peaks All-Stars. It's Quintero now, Torbicki next, Kostopoulos after him, and then Taylor McMaster from Diamond Club, who we just talked to in the booth a couple guys ago. Phoenix West of the Fort Collins Foxes after that. Ethan Fillinger from the Boulder 64s. Then Hank Smith of the Foxes. Louis De La Cueva of the Miracles checking in at catcher. So Hank Smith will be at first. Fillinger at second. West at third. McMaster at short. Blake Young is in as the designated hitter from Diamond Club. Blake Young, who was in the Home Run Derby last night as Diamond Club's entry into the Derby. So those are the new guys in the order. Quintero launches that to left. It's shallow of the track and kind of mid-distance to left. Down it floats. Left fielder Kyle Cordo has taken over in left. Kyle Cordo enters. The defense here for the Plains All-Stars should be, if the alignment stayed true to what we were given pregame, Mikey Pickett at short, Owen Powers at second, Max Matusi at center field. Strike one pushed through. And it's Peter Torbicki on a 1-1 count. Austin Reese in at first base. Elijah Morales at catcher right now. Behind the dish is Morales on D now. Kyle Cordo in left. Tyler Antwine in right. Fouled off and out of play. Tyler Antwine takes right field. Jake Eady listed as the DH now. Elijah Einen, third baseman. That's the defense of the Plains. These guys have been waiting around 5 innings to get going, and now they're on the diamond. There's a strikeout pitch. Torbicki is out for out number 2. Daniel Gomez from the Western Nebraska Pioneers sharply into the first 2 batters. Fly out, strikeout in his 1 inning of work. Zach Kostopoulos, back-to-back Greeley Grays, Torbicki, and now Kostopoulos.
1-0 pitch from Gomez. That's inside, tight for a 2-0. Daniel Gomez, Cochise Junior College in Arizona, the pitcher now for the Plains All-Stars. He's out of Venezuela, Gomez, enjoying his summer, based out of Gering, Nebraska, but traveling all up and down the Front Range. Heavy on the I-25 circuit down into Colorado, out of kind of pop over near Cheyenne, Wyoming, and then zip your way down south through Fort Collins, Greeley just off to the edge there, Boulder the other way, Diamond Club, the Collegians in the Denver metro area, NOCO Prospectors and Fort Collins Foxes as you pass through Fort Collins. Get down to Colorado Springs with the El Paso County Baseball Miracles, and all the way down to Pueblo, the southernmost point of the Front Range League. We are at the northernmost edge of the FRL here tonight, where the Pioneers play. 3-1 count. Good work by Gomez, pushing that to 3-2. Comes right at it, commands a pitch through the zone and through the swing of Zach Kostopoulos. Looking for a 3-up, 3-down frame. Those have been hard to come by. Oof. Whisker miss right there. Walk to Kostopoulos. Zach was in the home run derby last night, representing the Greeley Grays. Home run derby competitors last night: Boulder 64 Shane Crow, Diamond Club's Blake Young, the Miracles Jansen Roberts, Fox's Nick Bertucci, Grays Kostopoulos, NOCO Prospectors catcher Gladish, Bradley Collegians Easton Turner, and Western Nebraska's Jackson McFarland. And it was Nick Bertucci who took down the HR Derby title and a $500 scholarship check, no less. Bertucci winning it in 3 rounds, took the title. Top of the 6th inning, 1 out away from flipping it here for Gomez, who's wide with that pitch. For the Peaks, they're getting these first ABs. Taylor McMaster was in the booth with us moments ago and headed down to get his opportunity on the diamond, and Nick Bertucci will be joining us in mere moments. Going to get this batter through, see if Gomez caps off the frame. Fouled back. Doink sound on the public address speakers at Oregon Trail Park. I was going to try to replicate it, but I don't think I can make that noise. Cartoon doink noise on the swing from Taylor McMaster. Phoenix West is on deck. Phoenix sometimes is protected in the order by Nick Bertucci, sometimes bats behind Bertucci. Phoenix been swinging a good bat this summer. Dynamic offensive player. He was courtesy running earlier tonight with his blaze orange sliding mitt. Phoenix, no lack of personality. He's on deck. McMaster swings and gets nothing on that. Full count, 2 away. Runner's going to take off here. Zach Kostopoulos running at first base after his walk. Zach will be in left field on defense. McMaster at short when the inning closes, and it'll close now with a backward K of Taylor McMaster. Put the top of the 6th in the books, and that's back-to-back zeros. Gomez matches Brett Lamb with a 0, and the offenses have been the show. Now a couple of zeros up. Going to stick right here and equip Nick Bertucci with his headset and get ready to check in with Nick, who's put in his night's work. And we got to get Nick his FaceTime here. You don't look this good and not get on camera, right, Nick?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, your agents told you that for a lot of years. Thad Anderson on the Front Range Baseball Network. We're in the middle of the 6th right now. Nick, congratulations on the All-Star selection, and congratulations on the Home Run Derby Championship. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's obviously a great accomplishment, a privilege to be here, and it was awesome to have won the $500 scholarship money yesterday. It definitely helps going towards school.
I was curious, they handed you an actual check last night, and I'm up here watching it. It says pay to the order of, what did it say? Did it say anything on there?
Honestly, I haven't even looked at it all that much.
You're trusting it's a real $500?
Yeah.
Melbourne, Australia, you're I don't want to make you like a circus act here, but you're one of the fun stories of the Front Range League, just kind of with your background. And I've talked some about what you've told me about 14-year-old and kind of getting into the adult leagues and all that. What's it been like for you with your college experience here and the summer, now 2 years in the summer experience playing in the States?
Playing in America is a completely different ball game to playing in in Australia. Obviously, as stated by Thad, I've had the opportunity to play with grown men, senior ball, since I was 14. And I learnt a lot of valuable lessons from there that I took on to coming to America. But the level of talent that the players have here compared to Australia is something that I definitely want to bring back home and kind of encourage the younger generations to thrive and continue their careers going towards college and whatever future endeavors they have.
So that makes me think, a few weeks back you told me that eventually you'd like to go back to Australia, and when you just said what you said, do you have an interest in getting into coaching? Or?
I definitely do. So there was my home club back home, the Moorabbin Panthers, is something that I cherish very, very closely to me. Something that my coaches back there were able to give me an opportunity from a young age, and I really want to give back to that community. I really want to give back what I've learned here, what I've learned through my experience in baseball. I think I can do a great job with just building the atmosphere, the culture, the talent of just everything around what comes with baseball in Australia.
So we're going to let our master technician, Hayden, flip us to the game cam. If we're not on it, we'll flip around and watch while we're talking here and see what else happens behind us. With Nick Bertucci joining me in the booth. I want to talk, there's a strikeout pitch. We're in the bottom of the sixth frame, and for the Peaks All-Stars following Lamb, Selfo was scheduled, but that's Carter Swan. Yeah, Carter Swan from the Boulder 64s has a K and moves on along in the batting order for the Plains All-Stars batting. Elijah Morales, one of your teammates, is stepping into the box. Home run derby, you win it last night. How did you go at it? How did you approach that? What were you thinking during the course of it?
So I was trying to keep mellow. Actually, I'll say I did prep myself. I prepped myself real well from the night before to then going into the next day. Made sure I did everything right. Had a good workout, and then that translated into how I felt in the home run derby. Obviously, I haven't done a home run derby in a while, so that first round was a little nerve-wracking. It was a little knees shaking a little bit, but after I got that first round out of the way, I was confident that I could just go do me and go win the thing.
The last one you hit had to be fun to hit. The one
it was
that
fun.
Won it.
It was fun.
A long way.
Yeah, the guy who hit before me didn't hit any, so I was just waiting for that beach ball to come my way, and I was going to hit a long way.
Hank Smith, there's a shot back through the middle. Morales has a base hit and a runner aboard with one out for the Plains All-Stars. Hank Smith is a teammate of yours. He pitches a little bit. You had him throwing to you, right, last night?
I did, yeah. Hank.
Did you just tell him, like, I know I can smoke you. Let's put you out there.
I wish I could, but no. It was he just has he throws true four-seam fastballs, and he was throwing to me in the cage. And I really liked the velocity, the angle that he was throwing. I just saw his ball really well, and I wanted to use him as my guy.
Kyle Cordo from Spradley Collegians is in here. Slide in a safely stolen bag for Morales. Interesting with Morales, he's a catcher, plays some center field. His middle name is Blaze, and he runs bases in the same form of the middle name. And I want to say, let me make sure I got their catcher right. I think that's Louis De La Cueva. Yeah, it is De La Cueva behind the dish now. For the Plains All-Stars, Kyle Cordo, then Tyler Antwine will bat. So, Nick, you win that, you get the $500 scholarship. That's awesome. I'm going to make you suffer. Not suffer, but I want to make you evaluate yourself. Here was Nick's pre-home run derby interview from last night.
I'd like to say hello to everyone who's been with me along the way with baseball, and I'd especially like to shout out my mum. My favorite hitter to watch is most probably Aaron Judge. I've always been a fan of his, and I like to aspire my game around him, as he's a big power hitter, and I love to hit with some power. My secret to hitting nukes is swing hard, and in case you hit it. And if you swing hard and you hit it, it tends to go a long way. I predict that in round one, I will hit 8 home runs. That's my prediction.
Speaking of long balls, that one not quite long enough. Fly out to left field will be A second out of the frame, pretty well barreled by Cordo, but it's an out. Tyler Antwine coming up. All right, what do you think of your interview?
I predicted 8 home runs in the first round. Got nowhere close to that. Wind blowing in a little bit. A little nerve-wracking first round too. So my prediction wasn't correct, but I was able to get through to the next round, and that's all I needed.
Yeah, everybody overpredicted except one guy. I think one hitter, Jansen Roberts, said, "I just hope I'm not the guy with 0," and he actually ended up being the guy with 0, which I felt bad about.
Yeah.
But everybody else, we had one guy go 11. Easton Turner was like, "I think I'm gonna get 11," and we were up here calling it. We're like, "Oh, that's." Yeah. But the ball wasn't. I mean, it was guys were hitting stuff that just wasn't
exactly.
going. So. Congratulations on the All-Star selection. The second half of the league. Last question I'll get for you, Nick, is Fox is crazy with 21-3. I think is the count right now. The record, pretty nuts. Trying to get to that Final Four, play for the championship. What do you want to get out of the last half of the league season?
So I set the Foxes' all-time home run record last year when I was with the Foxes. The second half of the season, I want to try and beat my own record. Not only with home runs, but RBIs, average, stolen bases, all of them. I need to start running some more. That's for sure. If I want to beat my record for stolen bases, but I want to. That's my personal accomplishments that I want to achieve. And then outside of that, I love the team. I love the culture we have. I love the boys. I love the way we play, and everything about it. I can't see us, not going in full throttle and winning the whole thing.
What was the number last year, home runs?
16.
And you got, is it 8 right now?
I got 9.
9? Okay,
yeah.
Better than halfway there.
Yeah.
All right. Nick, thanks for coming up. Good job tonight. Congratulations.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Nick Bertucci from the Fort Collins Foxes, who has played in the All-Star game tonight, won the Home Run Derby last night, and going to run the Foxes into the next realm of the season as we go 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th, 8-6 count. Elijah Morales at third base trying to bring it back within 1. Morales down there for Tyler Antwine. Jake Eady would be next. We'll get the final out, and again, stay here through the break. We've got our final scheduled player guest up here, and it's really the best one. We were only, there's a hit by pitch for Antwine. He took that right in the back numbers. Antwine's going to take first. Runners on the corners here for the first at-bat of Jake Eady. So when we get through the next out, the most important and best scheduled guest is coming. That's Mason Griffin. Everybody, the whole America's waiting. So is Mason. He made it up here already. Mason, he's probably I bet he was like did you have a pretty good GPA? Yeah. What? 3.9. Who does that? The guy who shows up early for his interview. That's the guy. He's on it. Mason, actually, I've known his family for quite a while. He's got a whole crew, and I hear that the younger brother, we'll talk about, I hear him referred to as Beast, the little guy. Mason's a little beastish himself. He's up here. He'll be with us in just a second as we get the bottom half of the 6th. Jake Eady, Elijah Einen is scheduled next for the second wave of Plains bats. Einen, then Mikey Pickett back to the top of their order where Pickett is now. This ball is lifted on the right side, right down the line, and lost it in the lights, and that's going to fall to the turf. Man, nothing you can do with that. If you can't see the ball, it's pretty hard to catch it. That's an unfortunate pop into the lights. Hank Smith over at first base. He gave the indication, I got nothing over here. Ethan Fillinger came running from second base, couldn't get there in time. It dropped foul just a couple feet off of the foul line by first base. So another pitch coming for Jake Eady on a 1-1 count. Peaks pitcher Carter Swan gets a pop down the right side, and that one will bounce down on the side track. The ball gets down before the close can be made out there in right. That's Luis Quintero playing right field now for the Peaks defense. Carter Swan, Boulder 64s. He's been fun to watch this year. He's trying to close out his frame. Swan, runner going on 1-2. Throw down. They'll go for the first and third, stealing backside and not get him. And 2 runners out there in scoring position now. Chance to tie it up. This is the number 8 spot in the order. But again, kind of spots in the order don't mean a whole lot right now if you're trying to evaluate the threat of a batter. Everybody's pretty good down through the whole way here. Fouled back. Jake Edey is inserted into the DH position where Kyle Miller was. Elijah Einen will be at third base again as he'll play his second inning of D, hoping to bat this inning in the spot where Jansen Roberts was. Back-to-back zeros on the board. Each team in their last chance got a 0. Can the Peaks D do it again? Strikeout looking. Edey takes one with a little bend to it, and the Peaks do get out of that stranding 2. So unhappy now. Mason Griffin is just mad his team didn't score. Mason, come on over. We'll get you squared up. Hear a little bit from Mason Griffin as he joins us in the booth on the Front Range Baseball Network for the Front Range League All-Star Game. And I don't know, we've had, for me, let's just try to embarrass him, okay? We've had some pretty good-looking guys up here. I mean, look, what do you got? Look, America, let's vote. Hi, Mason. Thanks for coming up.
What's up?
I'll stop messing with you. Congratulations on the All-Star selection. For you, you just graduated high school this, gosh, what are we, a month and a half ago or something like that?
Yes,
Getting ready to go to Northern Colorado and Greeley. Mike Anderson coaching there. Pretty cool, too, to have a guy like that running a program now. I don't think it's a whirlwind for you, but I mean, this is going pretty fast for you, like jumping into this, and now you're all-starring here. We could just flatter you and say good job this season, but you've played really well in this league this year. For you personally, like, what's this been like, this transition from high school into this summer collegiate?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it felt really fast. So we got knocked out of playoffs on a Saturday, and we were already practicing Tuesday, our first practice, and then we played Thursday. So it was like 4 days after we got knocked out, we were already rolling into the summer league.
Yeah.
And then so it was a rough loss for high school, but then I didn't have time to think about it because we were already rolling into summer ball.
Yeah. You pitched a little this spring, right?
Not really.
I thought, didn't you, early in the season, did you get
I
up
threw
a little bit?
maybe 3-4 innings.
You kind of got away from that?
Yeah.
Didn't keep that
Didn't
up?
work.
Okay, so we're not doing that.
Nah. I threw a lot in the preseason, but
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I knew I saw you early in the year, but I knew I didn't see you in the back of the year. But I was kind of curious that's not anything that's kind of out of your realm now.
Nah. I'm a position player.
Okay, fair enough. So right field, you played center field this spring in high school, and you played in right field really for the 64s now.
Yes, sir, yeah.
Do you know kind of where they pointing you for Northern Colorado?
I actually don't. As of right now, I'm pretty sure it's open. I could play any of the 3, so I guess we'll just see what's open, available.
When's the last time you played infield? Been a while?
Freshman year.
Okay. Where was that, corners or?
Yeah, I played third base.
Okay. And you went, so I took a team to California that you were on when you were like 12.
Yep.
What were you playing for us then? Do you remember? I think you pitched.
Third base.
I think you pitched a little in that one too.
Yeah, I pitched growing up for sure. Yeah.
If you go back through your youth years and all the way, and you're the oldest of your families.
I'm actually not. I'm second oldest.
Oh wait, I missed one.
Yeah.
Who'd I miss?
Older brother Tate.
Okay, how much older is he?
Just a year.
Okay,
He'll be a sophomore.
I guess
college.
you must be the first one I remember that coming through. But then you got some younger on you.
Yeah.
So for you in your youth years and kind of just coming through, I know your dad did some coaching, and you kind of had was it Millette was a coach for you for a while
Millette
there, right?
was a long time, yeah.
Yeah. So what do you, if you think through all those years, like because here's my take on it. You probably could play a few different sports depending on what you chose. Why choose baseball? Sure. Why is baseball the one?
I don't know. I just fell in love with the game. It was just like, it wasn't even like, I would say probably my sophomore year of high school, I made the switch from playing football to baseball.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know, I just love the game. I love the sounds just playing. It's just fun. You just get to go run around, have fun.
Yeah. I've mentioned this before, our Hayden Fisher is the all-star technician over here. This guy's legit. He's going to switch us over to the game camera. We'll flip around and watch the game while we're talking here a little bit, Mason. See what's happening out as your team tries to scratch this thing out.
Yep.
How much do you think your third base dugout, like how much do they really want to win? Does anybody care?
Nah, not really. We're just trying to throw hard and hit bombs. It's just an all-star game.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, it's always nice to get the W, but I kind of figured it's like, hey, let's just go out there and see what we can do.
Yeah.
Is there anything tonight that happened? Do you have any moment in this game where you were like, oh, that was cool? Have you not seen the big moment yet?
Logan Carney hitting an absolute nuke. I'm pretty sure that ball landed on that other field over there.
I think it did.
That ball traveled a long way.
Yeah, he put that a long way.
That was cool to see. Logan Carney's a good dude.
Yeah, he's one of your Boulder 64's teammates. We're all, everybody from Fort Collins is a little bit annoyed that you're playing in Boulder, but that's fine. We're just gonna leave that alone for right now. Jack Prenny is pitching. He's from the NoCo Prospectors. Prenny, that's a guy that you've seen through your years. He played at Pooter High School. What do you know about Jack on the bump?
I'm gonna say not a lot.
not see
I
him a
think
lot?
so. I faced Brett Lamb a lot. He pitched earlier. I think 5th inning, maybe
Yeah,
6th inning.
he had a 0 for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I faced Brett Lamb a lot, and then also Braden Bay that plays for the Prospectors too.
Yeah. Phoenix West is batting right now, left
Yep.
side batter. Phoenix, you imagine
Rocky
you saw
Mountain.
him from Rocky
Yep.
over the
Rocky
years.
Mountain. Yep.
Yeah, you guys have a nice run. Northern Colorado's getting a nice pipeline to Fossil Ridge.
Yeah.
They're loving
Fossil
that.
Ridge, yeah. We've taken over the last couple of years. It used
Yeah.
to be Rocky Mountain all the time.
Yeah. Well, I think the folks in Greeley, it's you look closer on that side where Fossil Ridge is. You just an easier drive than coming across town over there. But they're going to keep that pipeline going. Happy to have you.
Oh, yeah,
What do
for
you
sure.
do? You have a study interest when you go to school? What you want to study?
So I think I'm gonna move into like financial studies. It's like definitely under business, but I haven't decided for sure yet. No.
So you kind of go see what you like and what
Yeah,
happens.
for sure.
You just, I forced it out of you. He didn't offer it up, but so right around that 4.0 in high school, though, huh?
Yeah,
You
right around that.
stayed on it. Was it difficult, or was it kind of one of those things where you like, I don't feel like I have to study all that much? You just
I
kind
didn't study much.
Oh no!
Just kind of.
Don't tell the kids that. And I don't want to I don't want to embarrass him or do anything goofy here, but I know I talked to Brandon Wakefield a lot, and he always mentions Beast.
Oh,
So
yeah,
what's the story
Beast.
on your little bro Beast? What's his deal?
Oh, Beast. He's a good ball player. I've watched him play recently. He's way more advanced than I was at that age, and that's for sure. He's only 12 right now. He's headed into 7th grade, and yeah, no, he has a bright future for sure. Whether that be baseball or football, because he's still playing both right now. And at that age, I hadn't made the decision yet either.
Oh yeah. So when we can all jump to our conclusions. When somebody's called Beast, we make certain assumptions. Why is he a beast?
I don't even know how that nickname came up, but ever since I remember, it was always Beast.
Just a little-
we've
little-
always called him Beast.
A little machine.
I mean, 4th child of 4 boys.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
that'll do it.
He's just kind of an animal, you know.
Ethan Fillinger is batting. Ethan's one of your teammates. What have you
Yeah.
learned about Ethan? He played at Windsor, right?
He played at Windsor.
What do you know
yeah.
about Ethan?
I know we've been hanging out a lot recently because I think we're gonna dorm together over at UNC.
Oh, great.
But yeah, no, he's a good dude. He
Yeah.
can swing it. He can swing it. That's for sure.
Yeah, your lineup, it's you guys, the Foxes, the Western Nebraska Pioneers, a bunch of the teams, but really through the first half of the season, those 3 teams.
Yeah.
And, Fillinger's out on a strikeout here. I think you jinxed him, by the way. I'm going to put that
that's
one on
my
you.
bad.
Hank Smith.
That one's on me.
Hank Smith coming up. You're batting 7 or 8, I think, maybe 6, 7-ish for the 64s.
It kind of varies. I would say anywhere from 5 to 9, really.
Okay.
Depends on the day.
I always comment on it. It's ridiculous when you're down at the bottom part of the order and it's you coming up. Like, what? This isn't fair. Like, that's supposed to be some dude who just hits 2 hoppers at the pitcher.
Yeah.
I have seen a couple times this year, and I want you to. I'm curious about your take on this. You hit for a lot of power in high school. You had on base, or slugging percentage stuff, RBIs. But I've seen some ABs this summer where 2-strike stuff where you're just punching balls down in the outfield.
Yep.
Is that something you're consciously working on?
I'm just learning a lot this summer. I mean, college pitchers, it's a different level for sure. You realize that, and when I get to 2 strikes, I'm just trying to punch the ball and play, see what can happen. In high school, I was still trying to hit bombs with 2 strikes. I don't want to say that, but yeah. I mean, 2
you can
strikes,
admit it now.
Yeah. Once I get these pitchers, they'll make you look silly. It's you just got to bunker down 2 strikes, put the ball in play.
Nice pitch from Jack Prenny right there. He bends one a little bit and fires a backward K, and Hank Smith will walk back, and that brings Louis De La Cueva to the plate. Louis plays for the Miracles out of Colorado Springs. Now, this guy right here, if you get a chance, have you talked to Louis at all? Have you met him yet?
I don't think, no.
If you get a
I
chance,
have not.
talk to the catcher for the Miracles. That guy, I love that dude.
Yeah.
And he always talks, he'll come to me and talk old school catchers. He'll start busting out all these old, asking me questions. I like Craig Biggio, who played for the Astros, and he's all over it. And he brought me stats one day and compared Biggio to Buster Posey. And he just, check, if you get a chance, check out Louis.
I have to meet him for sure.
Anybody, I'm going to put you on the spot here with the headset on. Anybody you want to say hello to? Anybody out there you might want to just throw a little, you got him here tonight? Or what's?
My mom and dad are here. I think they're actually right there.
Awesome.
Yeah, I guess I'll say hi to them.
I
Say hi to grandma at home.
Oh, there you go. I think you should, on your way out, since they're so close, go grab them like maybe a popcorn, I don't know, get them a couple treats.
Yeah,
deliver for them.
Yeah.
They've taken good care of you.
I make that happen.
I like that you admitted that you were just trying to hit bombs. They already gave you the diploma from Fossil Ridge, right? So you can't take that away now. So you
can't take it away.
You can say whatever you want now. And your time tonight in the game, obviously, whatever the stats come out to be, but just overall being on the field out here, this environment. What do you think you'll remember in 10 years, 20 years about being here tonight?
Oh, man, I just had fun. It was a blast, low stress. I mean, it was just fun running around with the boys, just having a good time. But, yeah, I don't want to say it, but I was also trying to hit bombs here tonight. I got to 2 strikes, and I hit one, I think maybe one of the highest balls I've hit this summer. But, yeah.
Can't blame you at all.
Swing way under it.
Well, Mason, thanks for coming up. Congratulations on the All-Star selection. And good luck with the back part of the year and then the start at Northern Colorado.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
It's Mason Griffin. Thanks for coming up.
Thank
you. We'll have the backside of the All-Star game heading down tonight from Oregon Trail Park in Gering, Nebraska. Jack Prenny, a nice frame right there. And bottom of the 7th is up next. Get you a little musical rendition of the tradition. And come back for the bottom of 7 from Oregon Trail Park in Gering, Nebraska. Take a peek at the standings in the Front Range League at the All-Star break. It's a race to the Final Four. There are 2 divisions in the league, but right now, as it works out, of those top 4, 2 are from one division, 2 from the other, the Peaks and the Plains. And that's how it looks on your screen right now. You got the demonstration of what's happened so far. I mentioned before, 21-3, the record for the Fort Collins Foxes at the break. That's crazy. Those 3 losses, all to the Boulder 64s. They have not lost to any other team in the league yet, but a lot of ball to play. You can see 24 on the far right of your screen, 24 games played by the Foxes. The most played by anybody, the 29, it looks like, of the Pioneers. Some weather impacts here and there, a couple field situations there or here. Pueblo Spradley Collegians and Diamond Club with 21 games each as we work around the All-Star break. But that's how the standings look. The top 4 are going to wind up in Fort Collins at City Park on August 2 and August 3 for a single elimination semifinal and championship. So the number 1 versus the number 4, the number 2 versus the number 3, and off they'll go. I think actually if you really look at it, it'll be divisionally, it'll be number 1 in one division versus number 2 in the other. So right now Foxes looks like they would meet up with, I think it'd be Spradley, and then Boulder 64s would be Western Nebraska, I think is how that would shake down. I've got my math right there. So that's where we're at when we head around. FrontRangeLeague.com is where you can find those standings. FrontRangeLeague.com. Just click on standings on the site. The standings are hosted by Fort Collins Baseball Club. So if you bounce there, don't worry, you didn't just get virused over somewhere. That's just where the standings are hosted. Elijah Einen is at the plate for the Plains All-Stars. He grounds it toward second base, and 1 out. Dominic Selfo is on the mound. Dominic pitching now, his 1 inning. The lefty gets a ground ball of his own teammate, Elijah Einen, so they can jaw about that one later. Einen grounds out, and it's back to the top of the order. Mikey Pickett, then Owen Powers. Pickett from the Pioneers, Powers of the Spradley Collegians, and Max Matusi of Diamond Club would be after that. Here's a ball barreled to left, and that's right at the left fielder. Pickett gets a good swing on it, but Zach Kostopoulos, he's assigned to be the defender out there. Not sure if that's who we have out there. Really can't quite see that, quite to that spot in the lighting. Peaks defense makes the catch on it. A swing and a strike 1 to Owen Powers. So Dominic Selfo, I've been asking Dom a few times because Grandma has been on it. Grandma, I think she's on Long Island of New York, Dom in Arizona, and appreciate Grandma. This ball's toward the gap. Is it going to get down? It's in right center, diving try. That ball got to the ground, and it's a double. Owen Powers doubles to the right center mid-range depth, a diving try out there, and ball is down. Peaks center fielder Peter Torbicki was on the fly for it and just missed it. Right fielder Luis Quintero also converging to that ball that dips down with 2 out. So I'm all about Grandma on the streams for Dom Selfo, and Grandma very politely, very, very appreciatively said, "Hey, great, thanks for doing the broadcast. Love it. It's Shelfo." She said the pronunciation, Shelfo. So I went back to Dom and I said, "Hey, Dom, when I talked to you at the start, we did kind of media day before the season. I think you said Selfo, but I don't want to get it wrong." And he said, "Yeah, that's right." And I said, "Well, Grandma says it's Shelfo." And Dom said, "Well, I say it's Selfo. People say it both ways." And I said, "Well, I'm going to say it however you say it. You're your own agent here in the Summer Collegiate League." And he said, "Well, I say Selfo." This ball is cranked and is sailing. Exit stage left. 2-run bomb ties the game. Going back to retouch at first base just in case. Max Matusi might have floated around it, and Max hammers one. There are players on the other field, the Legion field over there, and I think he might have dropped the right fielder with a shot to the noggin. 2-run bomb from Max Matusi of Diamond Club, with Owen Powers on the 2-out double before him, keeping the inning alive long enough for that all-star game tying swing from Matusi. Austin Reese of the El Paso County Baseball Miracles, first pitch, shoots one to right, and Quintero makes a running play. So, Grandma Shelfo, thank you for being part of the streams. Pitcher Dom Selfo, thank you for being related to Grandma Shelfo. Y'all can work out your own family name. Like I said, I told Dom, I'll just do it how you tell me, but Dom didn't want any controversy, Grandma. I'm just trying to get it right. Home run in the inning ties the game, and we've got a strong finish with 2 frames remaining. We go to the top of the 8th inning, and we're all even at 8 runs apiece. Scheduled up for the Plains on the pitching assignment, Ryan Cook of the Boulder 64s, the righty, will take over. In the bottom of the 8th, the Peaks pitching will counter with Ronan Hella, and into the 9th inning, scheduled from the grid we were given, we expect to see Alejandro Maltos Garcia in the 9th for the Plains, and the Peaks in the bottom of the 9th would be the Foxes' Ross Frank, the final 4 pitchers slated down the stretch of the Front Range League All-Star Game. Top of the 8th frame, autograph session after the game tonight. Fireworks followed by an autograph session for fans to meet the All-Stars. Jerseys on auction, many of those already closed out and sold, but the All-Star jerseys up for auction. You can visit frontrange.league.com for information. As the Plains All-Stars just tied it up on a crowd-pleasing 2-run shot from Max Matusi. He gets clutch swing on 2 outs. Matusi of Diamond Club. And he destroyed it, the third base dugout where the Plains All-Stars are. That ball was a questionable foul pole. It was high, so it was a judgment call over the foul pole. And 4-bagger was the ruling. That entire third base dugout was out, jumping around, trying to will that one fair, and they got their result, tied the game. Now a ball sent to left. That'll check up, and 1 away. Luis Quintero follows Blake Young, who lines out. That was Young of Diamond Club. We're on the number 2 spot in the order, so it's Quintero, and then Peter Torbicki next. Zach Kostopoulos coming after him. Taylor McMaster. Then Phoenix West, Ethan Fillinger, Hank Smith, Louis De La Cueva, Carter Swan. And that would take you back around to Blake Young. West, Fillinger, Smith, De La Cueva. Swan he's listed down the bottom there, but Swan was a pitcher, obviously. They went through the last frame batting with 1 out now off the top from Blake Young. Oh, 1 pitch. That's to the gap, and that's down. He'll settle in right center, and Luis Quintero with 1 out makes arrangements for a go-ahead run. We've worked through our scheduled players in the booth, wanted to get through as many different teams as we could. We got 6 teams represented in the revolving door in the box, and we come down the backstretch of a 9-inning game as Peter Torbicki shoots 1 foul to the third base side. Thanks to our 3 umpire all-star crew tonight, Tim Dumas, Ben Ayat, and Scott Summerfeld are the 3 umpire crew. Tim, Ben, and Scott, thank you for your work. Here's a steal attempt. Ball rolls in. It was on the hip of the stealing Quintero, but he slides through it. Ball doinks around a little bit as Mikey Pickett tried to fish it out of the grass in front of second base. Stolen bag with 1 out. That's an important move up as the go-ahead run. Now Torbicki, center fielder, shoots that foul. 1-2 count. Ryan Cook of the Boulder 64s. Another guy who's been a lot of fun to watch this season pitching.
That foul brought to you by Chester's Chicken Farm, feeding fowl to the folks of Sugar Lake.
Torbicki spoiling pitches. Comes another from Cook. Can't spoil that one. That one froze him up and hit the zone. Peter knew it, turned and departed, and there are 2 outs. Good pitch from Ryan Cook, who's smiling back toward, I don't know if that was toward his first baseman for the Plains defense. It's Austin Reese of the Miracles. Cook looking over his way, or I don't know if it was toward the first base dugout, but that's his opposing team over there in the first base dugout. Having a little fun on the bump, trying to get through the top of the 8th. Plains playing defense right now. They took the lead 4-0 in the 3rd inning, then gave up a 7 spot in the top of the 4th, went down 7-4. In the bottom of the 4th, they answered back with 2, making it 7-6. Peaks took another run in the 5th to make it 8-6. Both teams scoreless in the 7th. Correct that. Scoreless in the 6th inning, 0s each way, and then the 2 runs in the 7th for the Plains, and now they get a strikeout pitch from Ryan Cook. Nice appearance by Cook, who gets back-to-back Ks to freeze out the top of the 8th and leave the score at 8-8. Good finish, working its way down the backside in Gering, Nebraska, with Elijah Morales scheduled to start it off for the Plains offense. From the Fort Collins Foxes, Morales. And for the Peaks pitchers, next guy up is from the Fort Collins Foxes. Elijah Morales has caught Ronan Hella this year. He will hit now against Ronan Hella in the Front Range League All-Star game. Hella, righty, now up.
The Palace of Pong, the place for paddles. Ping Pong Palace, where ping pong players play ping pong and people populate pre- and post-perfect performances at the ball yard. Ping Pong Palace, positioned perfectly for our population, perpendicular to the pit, plus pleasant proximity to our pristine pond. Please, pop in for Pong. Purchase pop, popcorn, pizza, pastries. Take it from me. Ping Pong Winchester. The place for Pong is Ping Pong Palace. Ping Pong Palace, positioned perfectly for our population, perpendicular to the pit, plus pleasant proximity to our pristine pond. Please, pop in for Pong.
Ball yard baseball. Ball yard baseball.
Louis De La Cueva sends it down on the final warm-up pitch for Fort Collins Foxes righty Ronan Hella. Ronan just graduated from UCCS in Colorado Springs. Computer science, I believe, was what he told me he was on. And he's looking for one more year of collegiate ball. He's got a year of eligibility left. Ronan joined the Foxes a little later this season. Good few weeks into the year. He played at UCCS in Colorado Springs. His catcher is Louis De La Cueva, who plays for the team out of Colorado Springs, the El Paso County Baseball Miracles. De La Cueva, one of the enjoyable, dynamic personalities of the Front Range League, of many. Louis, always a blast. I was talking to Mason Griffin a moment ago about Louis, and make sure you meet him. That's one of the cool things that players who make the most of a summer like this really just take a chance to take an opportunity to get around and get a little bit of who's who, make some connections. That pitch from Hella, pretty good as it finished. Again, he's pitching to teammate, but combatant tonight, Elijah Morales. Blaze Morales, right side batter, catcher in the current defensive alignment, takes a pitch for a 2-1 count. 24 hits in the game, 10 for the Peaks All-Stars. They're playing defense right now. 14 hits for the Plains All-Stars now batting. Chopped. The cap shot spins down the first base side. Fort Collins Fox's assistant coach and pitching coach Jay O'Connor, part of Chris Nobbenshoe's staff on the first base side. Larry McCann with the Foxes also standing out there right now. Easton Babe and Mike Babe. I saw Nate Lovato of the Greeley Grays coaching staff down there. There are more of them. I'm just trying to eyeball around, see who all's hanging out down in the dugouts. Swing, and that ball pops loose from De La Cueva. Morales will start his way down to first. De La Cueva had it fall right down by his feet, and not a problem for Louis to pick it up. Record the out. Making the rounds. You can apply this to everybody, but I think I did tell Louis congratulations down on the field for his inclusion on the All-Star rosters in the first year of the Front Range League. FrontRangeLeague.com is the website. You want to track that down the stretch for the standings, among other things. Pitch just in. Pretty good pitch there from Ronan Hella. Kyle Cordo of the Spradley Collegians has the bat. Cordo playing left field on defense. Takes a couple balls, opening up his count. Tyler Antwine of the Pioneers out of Western Nebraska is on deck. Antwine wore a pitch in the back his previous trip to the plate. Hella misses up. I guess that was hella high. 3-0, Ronan resets. Delivers and has that one hammered to left, looking for a pitch to hit. Got one and hit it out. Exit stage left, 1-run lead. Kyle Cordo breaks the tie. Smashing one over the left field fence for a 9-8 lead for the Plains All-Stars. Well, and I do wonder now if the conversation has been had about, do you play the bottom of the ninth regardless? I'd imagine Ross Frank in the dugout for the Peaks All-Stars on the first base side. I know Ross, he's probably thinking, hey, let's do it, man. I want to throw an inning up here. He's also the kind of guy who'd be like, whatever, I'm good. Whatever happens, I'm good. I'll get my next appearance and go with that. Selfishly, I'd love to see Ross throw tonight. Peaks aren't done yet. They've got a chance to push the issue in the top of the ninth with their swings. Tyler Antwine follows the solo shot, swings into an 0-2 count. That was a 3-0 pitch to Kyle Cordo. Credit to Kyle Cordo, as a number of our players have talked to us about up here in the booth when they came up on headset tonight, where you're just trying to do big things. You're kind of letting it all hang out. Coaches said that. There's a strikeout pitch. Good answer by Hella after the long ball. And Jake Eady will approach the plate of the Pioneers, back-to-back Pioneers with Antwine and Eady. Credit to Kyle Cordo of Spradley Collegians. He took that approach at a 3-0 pitch. He's sitting on it, ready to pounce, didn't miss, and pulled that out of the park here at Oregon Trail Park Stadium. Now a chopper and a charging play, nicely played at shortstop for the Peaks defense. That's Taylor McMaster. Talked to Taylor earlier in the game on headset up here, and Taylor has turned in plays like that frequently in the season. Athleticism at shortstop pays off there on the thick grass at Oregon Trail Park. It's a ground ball killer. McMaster played it right, charged it hard. So now for the Peaks All-Stars, their last shot here to put the scoreboard back to even. Jay O'Connor, assistant coach for the Peaks squad, and Chris Nobbenshoe out talking with Easton Babe. Kind of imagine they're talking about this ninth inning scenario. If they keep playing it for the bottom of the ninth, regardless of score. So we'll see where that goes when that next frame comes around, next half frame. But first, they can close out a win right here. The Plains All-Stars get the lead on a home run ball from Kyle Cordo and Alejandro Maltos Garcia of the Western Nebraska Pioneers on his home mound for the Summer Collegiate League, Front Range League. Wood bat ball up and down the Front Range of the Rocky Mountains. This is his home bump for the summer, and he's going to try to hold the 9-8 lead in the top of the ninth. Alejandro Maltos Garcia, righty now pitching.
Sports fans, broadcast announcing is evolving. Play-by-play is now play-by-play. Who needs bothersome people who have their own opinions, rooting interests, and skin in the game? Play-by-play, the next frontier in sports announcing.
Taylor McMaster makes a nice defensive play at short, leads off now on the flip side in the top of the ninth against Alejandro Maltos Garcia. First pitch peels that foul to the right side into the Gering night. Deep, dark night. The field lights will be doused post-game for a short spell on a post-game fireworks display, and that will be followed by, I imagine, the lights back on for the autograph session, or you could try that in the dark, see what kind of signature you can throw down. Post-game fireworks presented by Culver's Restaurants, and the players sticking around for autograph opportunities for fans. Gering has as does Scotts Bluff, neighboring towns, pretty vibrant diamond sports community, softball and baseball. A lot of youth players running around in the stands tonight for the Front Range League All-Star Game. McMaster softly rolls one towards second, a multi-hopper that is out number one. Plains defense at second base, Owen Powers. Powers had a big 2-out, that was a 1-out double. Let me dial that back. I think that was a 2-down. And Max Matusi followed him with a 2-run shot. Yeah, that was a 2-out double. It kept the inning alive for Matusi to hit that bomb that tied the game at 8. And then the solo shot from Kyle Cordo. So you've got Spradley's Cordo and Powers, a couple guys out of Pueblo, keys to this comeback for the Plains All-Stars. Strike here. Phoenix West with 1 out in the top of the last. West was on base last time. Phoenix reaches for that and pokes it foul other way. Out of play, third base side. West followed by Ethan Fillinger. Both guys with long ball pop. Seen it out of both of them this year. And Phoenix reaches out and spoils on 0-2. Mason Griffin, when he was on headset up here, talked about Fillinger, going to be a Northern Colorado Bears, UNC Bears teammate. Talked about Fillinger, said he can hit bombs. Pretty good layoff by Phoenix West. That's nerves of steel from West, letting that ride above the zone. Gets the ball call. Phoenix a couple spoil swings before that. Earns himself a ball. 1-2. Now down 2-2 count. Phoenix, from my observations through the Fort Collins baseball club and the years for Phoenix, always been a guy who brings, in the finest of ways, a lot of personality and individuality to what he's doing. Working a good count here. Some spoil swings, layoffs. Now the 2-2. And West will flare that to short. That ball off the bat, thought maybe it had a little more to it, but must have gotten jammed a little bit on that. And it's Mikey Pickett at shortstop of the Pioneers who gloves the second out. Now Ethan Fillinger from Boulder 64's, Hank Smith of Fort Collins Foxes is on deck. He would be followed by Louis De La Cueva, catcher from the Miracles. But first they're going to need Fillinger to keep the frame alive and the scoreboard alive. Fillinger to right, and that one checks up in right field and is taken in for a third out. Tyler Antwine in right field puts it away. Here comes Louis De La Cueva, and yeah, we're going to get, I think the teams are, they're going to roll it. They're going to play it. So Ross Frank, get your inning. Ross Frank will pitch the bottom of the ninth. The outcome has been decided. 9-8 is the score. So now for Ross, it's just for the historical record books for the first ever Front Range League All-Star game. Ross would love to put a 0 on it, leave it as a 1-run dramatic finish. Righty Ross Frank pitching to Miracles catcher Louis De La Cueva. Fox to Miracle on the bump next on the final half frame from Gering, Nebraska on the Front Range Baseball Network. Here's Ross Frank pitching the bottom of the ninth for the Peaks All-Stars. Inning for pride here for both sides. Frank's teammate Elijah Einen is the first batter he'll face. Fort Collins Foxes Elijah Einen playing third base in the All-Star game, doing that frequently for the Foxes also. And Ross Frank sees Einen blast one to the right center gap, and that'll one hop the wall. Einen rolls into second base. Seen that swing from Elijah frequently this year. He's just makes a nice body adjustment, upper body adjustment, gets down, throws the barrel into the zone, and he's got a lot of power that direction. Einen the double. Mikey Pickett now up. Down the first base line, going to grab that fair. Nicely played at first base from the Peaks defense. Great decision. Hank Smith charges hard to get that ball before it got fouled because he knew he had an out in front of him. And one down. Elijah Einen moves over to third base after his double. Einen at third with one out. Rowan Powers takes for a 2-1 count. With Ross Frank seeing if he can work out of a leadoff double. Got to get the out here. Doesn't have to, but would love to get the out here. And then it's scheduled up Max Matusi. Max Matusi, the 2-run shot. Right now, what could potentially, or what is the game-winning home run from Kyle Cordo, the solo shot in the bottom of 8, 9-8 the count. There's a walk pitch. Worth noting because of the fantastic historical results Ross has gotten over his pitching career. You don't see that very often. Ross does not walk many. He's a high strike guy. Quick worker. And Elijah Einen over at third base. So I was doing a little background on that. I did not have this info, but I have it now. Here's Ross Frank's pitch on an 0-1. That's a strike. When he pulled into second base, second baseman Ethan Fillinger, there's a hug out there. And then the ball was tossed away to save for Elijah Einen. And those who know Elijah well know this, but others don't. There's a strikeout pitch from Ross Frank. Elijah Einen just had his last career at bat. He's going to hang up the cleats after this game. Heading back tomorrow, leaving town. He has a chronic shoulder injury that he's been dealing with, and he's going to hang up the cleats and go to firefighter school. He ends his baseball career with that double to the gap. Ross Frank ends the night by holding off that runner at third on a ground ball to first base, and Ross working with Louis De La Cueva from the Miracles, and Foxes, including the pitcher Ross Frank, Nick Bertucci, all heading over to Elijah Einen at the plate. That's the reason for all the hugs. Elijah Einen just wrapped up his baseball career, at least this phase as he knows it. And again, he'll head to firefighter school thanks to Preston Munch, owner of the Foxes, for supplying me with that extra background info. Einen, how about that? He doubles in what is, for this chunk of his baseball life, and maybe his last at bat in the batter's box, he doubles in the All-Star game. He'll have the baseball saved for him, and he'll have that memory. A lot of respect across the board, as the first ever Front Range League All-Star game is now booked. 9-8 is the final score. Plains All-Stars on a solo shot in the bottom of the eighth from Kyle Cordo of the Pueblo Spradley Collegians is the difference. Game-winning solo bomb to left from Cordo makes it a 9-8 win for the Plains All-Stars on the Front Range Baseball Network from Oregon Trail Park in Gering, Nebraska. Second half of the season opens up, and it opens up right away. We'll get back at it with ball games coming at you on the Front Range Baseball Network. Check the YouTube channel, Front Range Baseball Network, for upcoming games as the slate gets heavy in July, and 4 teams of the 8 will emerge in the Final Four semifinals and championship single elimination on August 2nd and 3rd at City Park in Fort Collins, Colorado. All that action, including the grand finale playoffs, will stream on the Front Range Baseball Network. Thanks to all of our guests who came up tonight. Great to hear from the players in game, to get their thoughts and reactions and observations. Always enjoyable to talk with the players from around the league. Thanks to all of them and our coaches tonight for their work, our 3-umpire crew, and, of course, the entire hosting group with the Western Nebraska Pioneers. Chuck and Myra Heeman doing great work here with the Pioneers and with the Front Range League, staging the first ever Front Range League All-Star game, won by the Plains Division All-Stars, 9-8 over the Peaks All-Stars. That's a wrap from Oregon Trail Park in Gering, Nebraska. And I believe the fireworks are going to be on the same stream. Making sure our all-star technician, Hayden Fisher, had the 411 for me. You can stay here. We'll keep the stream live. We're going to drop the audio. And if you want to enjoy fireworks with the crew tonight, stick around on the Front Range Baseball Network to see the visuals of the demonstration coming up, and then an autograph session after that. Thanks for being with us. I'm Thad Anderson. All-Star game final score, Plains All-Stars 9, Peaks All-Stars 8.